Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Yo, you let the joint hit the back of your throat. Have you no shame?
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
And his answer is, I get to jerk myself off. Yes, Lord. And everybody is going to sit there and watch, and no one's going to stop me. Matter of fact, you there, GQ, hand me some lube.
Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Fuck.
God.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
Bella Downsy fingered Dora the Explorer on HBO.
Listen, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. The only reason the world hasn't probably imploded is because of porn. Because you take away the porn, World War IV happens. We're going to skip over World War III. We're going right to World War IV. All right? We need release. We need relaxation. We need things. Whatever scratches your itch, whatever gets you going, whatever gets a rise out of you. As long as you keep it to yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, especially kids, more power too. I don't care if you're a goddamn furry. I just want to see it. But people need their release to stay calm, to stay relaxed. All right? You take that away, enjoy an actual revolution where people of all sides don't agree on anything, will come together and say, no, I'm not living under this world where I can't touch myself. All right? No, this is the reality we live in. It's just there. And as long as nobody's getting hurt, everybody's having a good time. Just because you are either a frigid or an erectile dysfunctional is not a problem that I care about. All right?
I spent money on this book. Money. I sat
hard-earned pimping money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, them hoes had to walk the corners for many hours in order for me to acquire this book.
My name is a pimp named Drizzy, and I believe I've misplaced some merchandise at this residence. Lord Jesus and the shepherds, where is Daddy's money? I will not hesitate for one solitary second to put hands on somebody if I don't have my monies.
You know the people playing Grand Theft Auto. If there's just going to be a random pride parade that pops up in the city, you know what assholes like me are going to do? I'm going to find the biggest fucking truck that I have, a 4x4, and fucking run through that fucking pride parade and fucking kill everybody. In a video game, YouTube. In a video game.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Why in the world is there some gay white man wearing these see-through shoes?
Look, I got no problem with the idea of punching me in the face with nostalgia penis. I get that. I understand this.
No, Warner Brothers is doomed. They can't take care of themselves. They're a limbless infant on the street begging, help me, please, but no one's going to do it because it's Goblin Baby. So no one wants it. Point is, anybody that picks up that Goblin Baby, it's a diseased baby, and it's going to poison your entire company too because you're also dumb and stupid and you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you were smart, you could put cybernetics on it, create a little monster, run around here, then we have a lot of fun. But they're not that smart to make it even a cybernetic Goblin Baby that could cause destruction. That'd be fun. But here we are.
I love this metaphor.
Here we are.
Cybernetic.
We have nothing
that's
but
what Apple was describing. Drew was describing with Apple. That's cybernetic, baby.
Cybernetic Goblin Baby.
Great Scott.
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because you know what? Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh, God.
There's no doll left in those
I'd work with
specials.
Haley Atwell every day.
But
with two hands even. And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Okay, I just realized two things. One, I forgot to put the Dr. Boobs clip in there when I made this one a week ago. I forgot that. I just realized that. I have so many of these
boobs.
where like doctor, show me your boobs. The doctor.
Oh
show
yeah,
me.
yeah.
When I remade that one, I forgot to put it in there, so I have to do. It's been a couple weeks. I got to make a new one anyway. And also, when we finally get to merch, there's got to be a Goblin Baby merch. It's got to be Goblin Baby merch. It's got to be Goblin Baby merch.
Designing that will be a hell of a lot of fun.
It's yeah. So we're gonna when we
Will
get
it
to the
have
point,
the face of James Gunn?
that'd be an interesting morph. See, now you got nightmare fuel working here.
James Gunn's face with the white hair, white beard, green skin, Robo Baby.
That's terrible. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
That'll sell.
Man, you woke up mean today, didn't you? Howdy, all. Welcome to the round table, where we take in the week's events and we give our own interesting, unique spin on it. We may have some new people joining us today because guess what? People like watching me shit all over Starfleet Academy. Dre, I'm shitting all over Starfleet Academy and people like it.
Oh Lord,
It's good. How you doing, Dre?
good man, good. Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You still have the ultimate excuse right now. You got Fat Boy. You're fine. You're fine.
It's true.
Ultimate excuse. Anyway,
Very
so
good
welcome
excuse.
everybody. It's been a wild few days. It turned out to be a more wild week than we thought it might originally be. What I started with ideas for this show this week completely turned on its head, and we got a show for you. But as usual, we're going to approach it a little differently than other shows. We're going to try and find new ways to talk about stuff. We're going to ask questions, have discussions, and this and that. Jed, how you feeling after last night? We were mired in muck last night.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better that I got that off my chest. Those streams are going to be therapy for me after having to watch Starfleet Academy. We could have gone for another 5 hours.
We could have.
Easily.
We could have.
Easily, just because there's so much bad going on. But I think we're going to have a great show today, not just talking about Starfleet Academy, but so much has happened, like you mentioned, that it's turned everything upside down. But so much has happened that Jason Momoa calling Finn Wolfhard a homo really doesn't
Wait,
crack
what?
into the top of the news.
What? What?
Yeah, it was on SNL, right? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, are we back to the olden times? We could just call people homos? Are we there?
So it's a sketch. Finn Wolfhard was on Saturday Night
okay.
Live, and they did a Harry Potter sketch where he played Harry Potter. Actually looks okay. Like, obviously, he kind of looks like Harry Potter.
Okay.
And Jason Momoa played Hagrid. And instead of saying, "You're a wizard, Harry," he said, "You're a homo, Harry."
Well, but all right, okay. So we may not be all the way back, but the fact that they're willing to go there and not worry about the pushback from the Alphabet Brigade, that's steps. It's baby steps, but it's steps. Homo. I haven't used that forever. I mean, we all the time we use it when we say no homo, but around here that has to get
that
used
used to
a
be
lot.
my phrase back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
no
that
homo.
used to be my thing.
Yeah, it's like yeah, no homo though. I love you, boy. No homo. No homo.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to make sure.
Had to.
Had to.
Yeah, rules.
Yeah. Oh, there are rules. Yeah, rules. As long as you don't make eye contact, it's not gay. I guess. I don't know.
I guess that's how we do it.
Hi, Trey. Was it a hell week this week, or did you skate by?
Yeah, like it was okay. It was definitely better than last week. Last week was an absolute disaster on every level. So this week was okay. Got some things done. Very productive.
So you didn't watch Starfleet Academy since
I did not watch that. I did not lay my eyes on that filth because I don't hate myself.
At one point, you have to watch one episode, no context, and come on the panel. You have to.
I can't do that. Oh,
Dude.
right. Happy NFL divisional weekend for everybody that's celebrating divisional weekend football. Happy divisional
not know
weekend.
that was happening.
But your Eagles already made it in, right?
Oh no, they've lost. They lost last week.
Oh, they did.
The Eagles freaking suck.
Hey, well, you got your Super Bowl last year, so you're fine.
We did.
You're
We did have a
fine.
Super Bowl
You got
last
naked,
year.
did happy dances. You're fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I most definitely.
Yeah,
got
you're
naked.
fine.
100%.
You're
Absolutely. So yeah, but happy divisional weekend, everybody. But yeah, this week wasn't as bad. But even I had to buy some time to go and talk about Kathleen Kennedy and her nonsense.
Yeah.
So definitely this was a much better week than it was last week. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get on
Great.
that. That's another thing. Go ahead.
I think you might reconsider watching Starfleet Academy when Adam tells you how well it's been doing for his channel. Starfleet Academy has been phenomenal for him the
Yeah,
last few days.
it's been a good 72 hours.
That's
Very
good.
good for him.
It's been a good
Nah,
72
that's good.
hours.
I mean,
72
like,
hours.
look, something. Everything has something good in it. So therefore, this
Oh.
Jones debauchery
Oh.
has given you an opportunity to get a foot up at him.
Jed had a comment, said, "Can you guys? This is great stuff. But can you guys do something where there was positivity in the show?" My response: "Yeah, it's doing good for a channel. There's her positivity."
Yeah,
There's her
after the
positivity.
stream last night, Dre, I literally got a comment on the stream that says, "You guys made really good points, but I wish you would both make standalone videos where you exclusively talk about the positive things in the show."
There's no positivity in that show.
I'm pretty sure that video will be about 14 seconds long, and that's just the intros and then saying bye, guys.
Yeah, I'll make a
It
positive
eventually
video.
ended.
Yeah, season's over. I can breathe. There, it's positive.
It wasn't about the length. The first episode was an hour and 20 minutes, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Good
And
lord!
nothing fucking happened.
Well, a lot of lame shit happened. Just nothing good happened.
Oh, Dre. It was established in Starfleet Academy. It's okay to be an armed robber and an accomplice to murder if you have a kid. It's totally fine. As long as you have a kid, there's no moral justification in any way, shape, or form to separate a parent from a child. So if you have a child, it's a get out of jail free card.
You know,
especially if you're brown too.
I'm going better. Dre, do you know that you can make psionic walls in space that keeps out space pirates?
How does that work?
Thank you.
It keeps out all communication, keeps out all ships.
Yeah.
You see, this is why Star Trek used to be a really, really good show, because it's based on real science. It's a science fiction show, not science fantasy.
Yeah.
So it was grounded in realism. So now if you
Anyway,
Man,
so
whatever,
we're
man.
going to get to that today, but we're going to talk more about the cope surrounding people. Actually, there are people that support this show.
Oh,
There are
there's
people that-
always the weirdos.
Yeah, but we're getting into that. So we're getting to that. Hello, Dragon Lady. How are you? Oh, what?
I'm doing fine. Glad I don't watch Star Trek. Glad I've never been into Star Trek.
Well, that
given
listen.
what's been going on.
Don't admit your failures in life like that. You have to learn
There's
your
some
mistakes.
great Star Trek.
That's something to be proud of. Don't be proud of that. Star Trek is beautiful. Real Star Trek.
Wait,
is
Dragon
wonderful.
Lady,
Five
hold on.
incredible
Dragon
shows.
Lady, was your dad into Star Trek?
Yes, he was.
See, that makes
And-
sense to me.
Yeah. He liked Star Trek. He said the J.J. Abrams films went too bad, but they could have been so much better.
No, they're dog shit. They're dog
Yeah.
shit.
Especially
They're
the
dog shit.
second one.
Anyway, all right. Hail and howdy to the chat. Everybody showing up today. We're happy to have you guys with us. Hail to the mods, Legatus, Algrim, Ruben X, doing good work. Even though one is a clanker, it's okay. It's okay. We accept clankers around here. They do their best. Hail Chase Hedges. How are you? How you doing? Hail Huzzah, son of Joxer. Hello, Frank. And anybody else who's just watching and not chatting right now as you're walking in, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you all here. Hit those like buttons. Sit down. Get a drink. Relax. We're going to have fun today because I think we have a good show. A good show. We must, even though we've talked about it, we already made the points, we will reflect on Kathleen Kennedy. But not so much what she's done, but the fallout. The fallout that is now beginning. The cope, and Jed, I said this years ago, when she left, the parade would begin. And the parade has begun.
Rewriting history.
Yes. And I got plenty of evidence. It killed my soul when I was finding it a few days ago. But I found it. Plenty of it. Connected to that, we will, of course, reflect also on Starfleet Academy. Again, not the show itself. You want to do that, go watch my reviews. Go watch Jed reviews. Go watch Jed's reviews. And
Yes,
also...
please. No one's watching mine. They're all watching Adam's, please.
And I can say everybody's watching the bigger channels. I mean, listen, it's a trickle-down effect. It's working. But we did have a great stream last night. You can watch that too. Every Saturday night for the next 2 months, 6 p.m. Eastern, we have Where No Man Wants to Go reviews. Myself, Jed, and our buddy Brad Burnett, Duke Devil 95, who will be joining us next week to bring his perspective as well. So we got that. Then, of course, we're going to go out. We had God of War TV news. Some good news, but then also they say good news, and then they just dropped a red flag right away after that. Subtly the next day. A lot of people might have missed it, but I saw it. And then, of course, I'm going to ask a question connected to all of this. I thought of 2 questions this week. This is the one I remembered. I'm not perfect. Has social media and the internet, has that ruined fandoms? Has it ruined fandoms? Just we'll look at the whole spectrum and the history of it, and I'll ask that question. It'll be connected to what we talk about. But first, I want to share this real quick because it's just a little bit of a gaming thing. Just a little bit of a gaming thing. How many here played Tears of the Kingdom? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You gonna play this?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So we played Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't finish it. I got about. I can't even say how far I got in it because I wasn't really playing the story. I was running around exploring, and I made sure I completed the Zelda storyline and got the Master Sword. And then things happened in life, and I kind of stopped playing a little bit.
You got pretty far if you finished.
But I didn't push the actual story. I didn't do any side quests, nothing. I just wandered around and did the Zelda story. That's essentially what I did. Because I figured, you know what? I'm going to find heart containers, and I'm going to get the Master Sword, and then play the game with the Master Sword the whole time. That was my plan. And that's where I was. But there's one thing that and I think this is a carryover from the discussions of Breath of the Wild. These are kind of Zelda games in name only. You know, they're not really Zelda games. Jed, can you sort of agree with that? Is there? They're missing the dungeons. They're missing some of the Zelda flavor. You know,
they have the characters right, the world building right.
Yeah.
So I still consider them because there's been evolution of Zelda games over the years. They used to be top down, then they became 3D.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and Wind Waker's different than everything else. There's enough variety in Zelda that I'm more than willing to accept as part of the franchise because they got the lore right, they got the characters really good. Zelda, the way that they present Zelda is one of the best in my opinion in those two games. And Ganondorf,
I can agree with that.
But so I still consider them. I wish they would have had dungeons. Once you play Breath of the Wild once, it's stupid fucking easy to replay. Like it's not very difficult.
But in terms of the gameplay, both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom has some interesting mechanics, and one that everybody took advantage of. To some people, to major extremes. We're going to see right now with this video clip I found. You could build shit. Build shit to make your life easier. Now, when I was playing, I basically just built vehicles to fly around and make travel easier. That's what I did. At least that's where my mindset was. Because as a certain type of gamer I am, if I'm going to fight something, I want to get in there and fight it. You know, I don't want to really cheese and fight it. I found this yesterday, and there's no audio to it. There isn't. I found this yesterday. Player builds a flying fortress. Now, I never fought one of those 3-headed dragons running around in tears.
They're not as bad as people think.
Well, I never got to it, but this guy did this. Let's see what this guy did. He built this flying fortress. Oh, there is audio. Oh, hang on. Look what he did. That is inventive. It's pretty cool. But
there's been some impressive ass builds.
But I mean, what's the point of fighting anything? If this is
just someone who prioritizes the engineering of it. So this is probably someone who's a big fan of Minecraft, and so the enjoyment for them was coming up with something and making it work like this.
Yeah. I mean, I never got so far that I had lasers. I never found that. So I didn't know you could make lasers on stuff.
Oh, yeah. Lots of lasers.
I never had that. I was still basically the point where I was just building vehicles to travel around with ease. But
that's mainly what I did as well, because there's so much shit in the sky that you have to build vehicles to get up there.
So, but and even like basic picks, like I just attached something with like rocket stages on it, so I just propel myself higher and higher. But I mean, this is very ingenious, and it's cool to look at. But I feel as though, I mean, I was looking forward when I got to this to fight one of those things, to go toe to toe with it, sword in hand, and hope that the stupid sword didn't break over and over again with whatever I had attached to it. That was a dumb mechanic, by the way. That the Master Sword attaching and breaking all the time. That was a dumb mechanic.
I mean, it was better than letting it actually break, since they had made such a big focus on the durability system. Giving it a cooldown, I think, made the most sense, because you didn't want it to actually break. I'm one of the few people who actually like the durability system, because it's the closest thing to a difficulty system.
Part of me is that
the game's stupid easy.
I mean, the thing is, though, I have so many years of hating durability systems in other games, repairing my gear, that I have animosity towards durability systems. Like, I have this good shit. Why are you making me repair it all the time? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can agree that some of them were a
oh.
little too easy to break, but yeah, without it, the game was too easy. So I look at the durability system as a difficulty system.
I can understand that.
It encourages grinding. It encourages going to find better weapons, and it's just
my inventory was
investing more
overloaded
time
with crap.
Makes you a better player. So it's encouraging you to spend time in, like Dark Souls. You know, you have to grind, figure out their patterns. It's a difficulty system just like that, where you don't really level up. You just get better gear.
One of the things I wasn't keen on with Breath of the Wild was the durability system. And oh my god, that's a really cool weapon, and then it's gone now because
you had to be strategic about which weapons to use when.
Yeah, so my inventory was always overloaded. And then, of course, when you get the Master Sword, you just attach shit to it and that kind of stuff. But, so I look at this and I just go... Yeah, so I look at this... In tears. Sorry. But I look at this and I say, it's cool, but I feel...
It's a different type of game style.
Yeah.
It's a different type of enjoyment. They got the enjoyment out of the engineering side.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. I don't hate it. I just feel like it takes something away from being in a Zelda game and fighting something big and nasty as a boss. Because that's about as close as you get to a boss right here in this game. One of these things, I would assume. That's close you get. Big and nasty.
There are some big bosses. The dragons are just like the side optional bosses, but they go a little bit more into dungeons with the underground. There are some difficult ass things down there. And then, of course, Ganondorf at the end.
Well, yeah, always Ganon.
I think Breath of the Wild is still more difficult, though. Breath of the Wild is the superior game, in my opinion. The crafting is a novelty, and it wears off in tears.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with Breath of the Wild. I pretty much just annihilated it by the end of it.
The Divine Beasts were the closest thing to dungeons, so there was a little bit of that there with the puzzle solving. And
but it was light. It was really light.
My biggest problem with both of them is they're not hard.
No, they aren't.
Time as a kid was incredibly difficult. Now I can, obviously breeze through it, but as a kid, it was a challenge, and it was fun because it was a challenge. So,
dude,
Zelda games should always have that good level of difficulty.
I never beat the original Legend of Zelda as a kid. I watched I can only get so far, and then I have my friend Teddy. I watched him beat it because I just couldn't do it. The dexterity just hadn't formed yet for gaming. I could only go so far. My reaction time sucked. Anyway, you know what also sucks? Apparently, Avatar 3 sucks. Uh-oh.
Wasn't it at 1.25 or something when we last looked at it?
Yeah, essentially, there was about 120 million added internationally, and this week they only added 13 million domestically.
People thought we were insane for saying that it was slowing down.
Yeah. It is done, and so much so that there was a story this week. James Cameron saying, "I'm gonna have to find alternative ways to fund the rest of this if we're gonna do it," because he probably
said it.
He said that. Yeah, there's gonna find a way to make money to make these movies if they make 4 and 5. Because Disney probably said, "Yeah, we're not giving you money for this shit. You just cost us."
Finally, a smart financial decision with Disney.
I mean, think about it. This thing, its break even's $2 billion. Cameron said that break even's $2 billion. This thing might cross 1.4 in the next couple of weeks, maybe. That means it's still essentially a $600 million loss. You lost 6. This was supposed to be the thing that added money to Disney's coffers. They were supposed to make a profit on this because it's Avatar, the phenomena. I mean, nobody cares. We actually can say that now. Adam, how you can say nobody cares at 1.3 billion? Because the thing needed $2 billion to break even. And the other 2 movies broke $2 billion. That's why. Financial flop. $1 billion flop. It's just math. We're not talking about the quality of the movie. We're not talking about anything. This is just simple math when it comes to making money with a movie. Jed, we've never been more happy to be wrong, have we?
Oh, no. We're wrong on occasion, obviously, and we are usually more than willing to admit it. Like with Avatar 2, we were immensely wrong on it. But this movie proves that our logic was sound for that one because everything we predicted for that movie is coming true with this one.
Yeah.
We just underestimated the curiosity factor, and now that's gone.
I mean,
so yeah. I'm thrilled to be wrong. I thought it would do a little bit better. I was still the most conservative about my numbers for Avatar in the lead up to it, especially after that first weekend. And even my conservative numbers were way higher than this. I was the lone standout in like week 1 saying 175.
Yeah.
And now it's not even going to get fucking close.
Oh, it's not going to get close to 1.7. The international is going to get less and less. The domestic's done. It's over. There was no repeat viewings. Honestly, I should put in Avatar: Way of Water right now. Let me actually let's bring this down for a second. Let's not have things pop. Don't want anything weird come up. Avatar: Way of Water. I want to see what that did domestically. I'm just curious. I should have brought that up before, but I'm not a
I think
professional.
it did like 800, if I remember right. I don't know if it crossed $1 billion domestically. Because yeah, international carries those movies.
Yeah, and once we get this information here we go. Way of Water. 688 domestic.
Damn.
So essentially a 50% drop from last time. And even international is 300 million off what it was last time at this point. No, I'm sorry. It's only 900. I'm sorry. International is 700 million off almost from what it was last time.
They're $1 billion behind at this point.
Yeah.
And yes,
exactly,
there's more time. It's going to be in theaters for a godless amount of time since it's a James Cameron movie.
I don't know. I
Do you think Disney will pull it?
I think Disney pulls it within. I think by the end of February, before February's over, they pull it. I don't think they leave it in there.
Is there anything coming down the pipeline that's going to be able to compete
with it?
Until
Well,
I mean,
May. Like
no.
it's still a while before another big blockbuster.
Yeah,
comes
so
out.
I think this joint's probably going to hang around for a while just because of sold numbers of there's no movies are coming out, so it's like.
I mean, let me look at this.
Well, the Lord of the Rings extended edition trilogy is out right now, and it's making bank for re-releases and 4-hour-long movies.
Yeah, there's nothing coming out. There's no major movie coming out till Super Mario in April. None of these are major. I mean, you guys want Hail Mary to do well.
It's not, but I do want it.
You want to do it, but
I want it to break even.
A major movie that will have people talking, at least on the list, the graphic we went off of a few weeks ago. Mario's the only thing coming out. Everything else.
Are you guys gonna watch Mario?
I don't think so. I don't think I really
watch it.
I
tried to review it last time. Nobody cared what I had to say, so I'll watch it for discussion purposes. So.
I mean, if the good Captain Jack delivers it, I mean,
yeah, that's about it.
I'll take a peek.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it out of obligation, considering my employer. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna review it because no one cares what I have to think about animated movies on my channel.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's Galaxy. I could tear apart the science.
And see, I know nothing. They're now going so far beyond my original Mario knowledge that I am useless to it. I don't know Rosalina from an ass hair right now. So,
good Lord.
Yeah, I got graphic there. I'm sorry. But either way, here we go. I'm going to say it. Avatar's done. It's cooked. This is the proof right here. When you compare this to this right here, if it loads, the numbers will, when it reloads, and you compare this to, go back one more, please. Compare that the normies have lost interest. And when the normies lose interest, it's over. It's done. It's over. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I don't hate Avatar. I just get annoyed by the level of hype it gets when I don't think it deserves it.
Yeah, it's mediocre and should be forgettable.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just I don't want it pushing its way to relevancy when in the end, it'll always have its fan base. And when it comes to technology, it'll be relevant. But as far as a story, it will not be going forward. At least that's how I see it. And I think that's the way it's going to work out. And it is now working out. And now will come the test of time. Will it be talked about? As now it's all, I mean, listen, I haven't even clipped out our discussion on this because I don't think anybody cared enough to hear us talk about it more than we have. So it's already losing relevancy faster than it ever had while it's still in theaters. And once it's completely out of line of sight, no one's ever going to bring this shit up. I mean, to just compare it, people will bring Stranger Things up more than they bring up Avatar.
people remember the plot, resonate with the characters. People have favorite characters for Stranger Things. I don't think anyone has a favorite character from Avatar.
Yeah.
All the freaky
Besides the
beasts
one that
like
they
the
want
fire
to
lady.
As I say, except for the freaks that want to do diddly diddly. Anyway, so there it is.
I do get why they think she's hot, especially when she's carrying a flamethrower. I get it to a certain extent.
All right, so I feel comfortable forgetting about this until it's officially out of theaters, where we'll do one final look at its gross.
We say that, but it's probably going to get brought up every week.
It gives me a couple seconds. I don't know. I'm going to work very hard next week to not bring it up because there's no reason to. This was the last follow-up, and with this little movement, I feel safe saying it's done. And as soon as it's officially out of theaters, then I'll be curious what the final
Do you think it will hit 1.5?
No.
You don't think it's going to make?
I don't think there's enough juice.
It needs 100 million and 700.
It needs 100. I think it's like. Damn it. I already killed the window. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's like 170 million.
Do you think it's going to get
It needs 180.
1.5?
Needs 180.
180 million?
Needs 182.
That's tough.
Needs 182. I just
I'm gonna
don't
have to say no, unless it don't just stays in theaters forever. That's the only way.
It's another 9-month run.
There. Yeah, like man, it'll eventually
it's not
there.
It's not going to get a 90 week window. It's not getting that.
That'd be crazy.
Or whatever week. Not a 90 week window. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to get a 3-month run. They're pulling this thing before February's done. Because it's just taking up space, I mean, domestically, it's down to it pulled in one day last week, only $1 million one day last week.
Yeah. Next weekend or the weekend after that, it's not even going to hit double digits for the whole weekend.
Yeah, domestically, it's got zero interest, and only the world only moves it because it's the world. There's still another 750 billion people around the world because where there's only about 400 million people in the U.S. Still 7.6 billion other people around the world. So, of course, people are going to wander in and watch something. When you ping on those numbers, it's going to go up much higher, more population. But it's already lagging in interest there. I do not see it carrying any sort of interest at all. I think it's over. And now I just need to people just need to let it go. Let it go. We got something else coming.
We're not going to let it go, though. In the long run.
Yeah, in the long run. I mean, just say, listen, it's over. Like it's going to be the same story. People won't talk about it. It'll be forgotten. But now it's not even the phenomena is there anymore. Because this is not a phenomenon reaction. This is a mid-level reaction when they needed another phenomenon reaction. Honestly, I think Cameron would have been smart waiting another 2 or 3 years to drop this.
And time seems to benefit this franchise.
Yeah, you said it perfectly when we first started talking about it. It was that 10-year difference, which is the way we looked at it incorrectly. The 10-year difference didn't decrease interest. It made people, as you said, curious.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. People are not curious just 3 years later. Because
imagine if he'd taken time between 2 and 3, did Alita Battle Angel 2 or something, and this one came out in 2030.
Yeah. I think it would have been Way of Water all over again. I truly do. When we look at
waits another 10, 15 years for 4, if he gets the funding for it.
Somehow. I don't think he gets the funding. That's the problem. I think people have
maybe. Makes other movies to fund it.
Well, the fact that he ended the Sully saga means he can start something fresh. He can start with new actors and new cast. But that remains. Too. No, that ain't never happening. That's a Cold War movie, as we'll talk about when we get to that. That's very much a Cold War movie because of the preachiness about bombs and blowing things up and this and that. But here's something else. Excuse me. We've been covering as a story here on this show. We got a little God of War live action 2 news this week, which has been mostly positively received. We have learned, and it happened shortly after another stream earlier this week. We have learned that Ryan Hurst of Sons of Anarchy fame and other stuff, and also of actual God of War fame, will be the live action Kratos. Before I go further, how do we feel about this?
I'm conflicted on it, to be honest.
Mhm.
On the one hand, I'm still very against them skipping right to the Norse saga. I
Mhm.
think they should do Greek, and they need a younger actor to start with the Greek and work their way through. However, if it is starting with the Norse, he's about the right age. He's capable of physicality. We know
He
his
needs to
voice
bulk up.
sounds.
He needs to hit the
He needs to
gym.
bulk up a lot.
Yeah.
But we know his voice. It's deep and menacing. He just did a
He's
very
Thor.
different thing for Thor.
He is Thor.
So I think he's going to do a great job. The other casting is going to matter a lot, like whoever they do for Atreus, because Atreus talks way more than Kratos in the Norse games. So this is a lot better than I could have expected, because I'm a fan of his. I love Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I don't have a
for
problem
granted
with
at some
Ryan
point.
Hurst as an actor. I got no problem with him. Yeah.
So
Dre?
there's the slight bias with Greek, but as things are, best case scenario, I think.
Sure. Like I like the only thing I remember him from is Remember the Titans. That's the only thing I've ever really watched him in.
See, I know from Sons of Anarchy more than that.
Yeah, I never watched Sons of Anarchy.
Okay,
So
there you go.
it's like
Same.
So like I like Remember the Titans. I like that movie, but that was what 25, 26 years ago. I guess if memory serves me right. I really don't have anything to base this on. I'll say the looks like Kratos. So I'll give a nod there. I really don't know too much about his acting pedigree.
He does a lot of stuff. People like him. He's well liked.
Okay, well if he has, if he's well liked and
we just mentioned, here's the thing that does lend a little good credence to it. He was the voice of Thor in Ragnarok. He is already attached to the
in the
IP.
franchise.
He's already in
Thor.
God of
I'm
War
done.
Ragnarok.
God of
Okay.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
Okay.
He's already got this franchise. He's already got the DNA of the franchise in him.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
they're
cool.
already saying that Christopher Judge should play Thor in season 2. It's just a joke to that.
Well, I said this earlier in the week when this dropped. Chris Judge of early SG1 career, he still would have been the perfect Kratos. Physicality.
Sure, yeah, when he was young.
The voice.
If they made a 2010 movie, yes, he's the only person on that list. I'm just glad they didn't go a wrestler route. People were talking about John Cena or Dave Bautista or another one of those, or getting some new transitioning wrestler into acting, and that would have just pissed me the fuck off. They picked a legitimate actor who is capable of the physicality, has the voice. So that's why I say best case scenario under these circumstances.
And it's somebody who knows the franchise. Because he may have voiced Thor, but I'm pretty sure he understands the character of Kratos, because him and Chris Judge had a lot of interaction back and forth as these two characters for voice work in this. So he was there. He understands it, and that's a good thing. So this was a green flag, I think. Can we agree? This was a green flag.
Sure. And I have no evidence to the contrary either. So so as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a good move. And as always, like if we have a good solid casting, which based on the preponderance of the evidence, let's just say that it is for simplicity's sake.
Yeah.
Now it's up to the writing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how good the casting is if the writing is hot garbage. Doesn't matter.
You mentioned the writing. Now, we've already addressed that Ron D. Moore of classic TNG and DS9 fame and Battlestar Galactica reboot, that kind of stuff. Ron D. Moore, a classically trained showrunner and writer. He knows how to do this stuff. And clearly he's trusting his casting right now. This is good, off to a good start with this. But as Jed mentioned, he's already made the mistake of skipping the Grease saga. You can't. Now they have to do flashbacks. They have to. Otherwise, you're missing so much of Kratos' lore. Another announcement slipped in today for a live action casting this week. Did you guys spot this? Did you see it?
I did.
They have cast Sif for the live action.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's an actress who I am familiar with. She starred in a show called A Discovery of Witches a few years ago. Middling show, not that great, very middling, based on some books.
Teresa Palmer, she was in a ton of stuff in the early 2000s. A lot of Brockheimer movies.
Okay.
Like Sorcerer's Apprentice. She was in a few recognizable things.
That's what I recognize her. That's the last thing I saw her. So I took me like, wait, I know this chick. So good actress, but so as an actress, not a problem. Also attractive, so
and she
not
looks
a problem.
she looks a lot like the Sif from the game.
Jed, we have a problem here. If you're casting Sif, you're already creeping into Ragnarok territory, which season 1, if we're basing this off 2018 forward, in my opinion, God of War live action season 1 should have at most 6 or 7 cast members.
with the exception of Greek flashbacks.
I have said that. I've said we're not talking Greek flashbacks. You should, if we're focusing on the Norse story, the start of it, you have to have Kratos. You have to have Atreus. You need Freya. You need Balder. You need the twins, Modi and Bodhi, whatever, I forget their names. And then you need what's the head's name? I always forget the head's name.
Mimir.
Mimir, and you need Mimir, and that's kind of all you need. If you're telling the story in the proper order of events, you should not be bringing in anybody else, because you need to keep this tight. You need to keep it clean, and you need to not. And there is one of the problems. Ron D. Moore says he's not playing the games, doesn't care about the games. You need to kind of follow the game's story. You don't want to go to it, because these are very narrative heavy based games where the story matters, because it leads you.
Yeah, you don't need to add anything. If you were doing
the
Greek ones, you need to add a little bit. But
yeah,
I don't actually have a problem with the secondary casting as long as we see the execution.
Yeah,
because they didn't have the plan for Ragnarok, obviously, when they did 2018. Afterwards, they're like, we're just trying to make this one game, see if it works, and we'll move on from there. And so adding in a couple scenes of connective tissue, I don't think is that bad, especially since
if it's only connective tissue.
Yeah, if it's just a couple scenes, I think it's fine, especially because if for spoiler alert for God of War 2018, 2 of Thor's sons die at the hand of Kratos. So having Sif involved in that, so that those deaths hit a little bit harder.
I can accept
the arc
that.
Makes sense in season 2 or 3, whenever they would transition over to Ragnarok. I'm okay with it. It just depends on the execution. There are ways that I'm fine with it,
and I can accept that. I worry that they're gonna add stuff that doesn't need to be in season 1 if we're just following the season 1 story arc of Balder harassing them as they're trying to lay Kratos' wife's ashes to rest at the mountain.
If they add in Thor's other daughter that hangs out with Atreus, I can't stand her.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
not as much as I can't stand I think it's time for us to be honest with ourselves at this point.
I'm always honest.
Oh,
yeah, the
Adam,
show's
you
probably going to be bad,
hopeful
Dre.
bastard.
It's probably going to be bad.
It's time for us to really be honest with ourselves. They're just going to take the source material and make up some crap. Let's just rip that Band-Aid off already, because like I see all your hope and gleam in your eyes.
Oh, I have no. I have no hope or gleam for this. I have very, very low expectations.
It's
very low.
Like we've seen this before. They're going to take the source material from the game and skip all the way to the end, as they've already made it perfectly clear, and then they're going to make up crap and then just make member-berry references throughout the show. That's what it's going to be. It's what
if they do that, it's fucked.
And this thing is, we can't just keep putting rose-colored glasses on each and every time. Like,
well, in this case, I'm just reporting on the news of this. That's what
I agree with you. You're reporting on what's being said and all that stuff. And that's perfect. And you're doing your job.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this: we know how this ends.
Mm-hmm.
And Jed has this twinkle in his eye of hope and dreams.
No. I think it's going to be shit. I do actually think it's going to be terrible.
All right. Wait, here's the thing. Here's one thing. If they decide to put Thor and Odin in season 1, okay? If they decide to do this, which
that's going to be a massive problem.
But if you have a very easy layup if you do not recast Richard Schiff as Odin, because they literally just transplanted him from real life into the game. That was him. Yeah. They didn't do anything to just transplant. That was him.
I didn't like it though.
Oh, I didn't like it either. I did not like it either. I thought that was a very
that is a layup.
Mob boss, snake oil salesman. You didn't like that?
But I mean,
I did not like his portrayal of Odin.
No, it's a little too real.
Yes, a little too American. That's the word you're looking for.
But he's a fucking god, and yes, these are negative portrayals of gods, but they're still supposed to be powerful. That's why I think Anthony Hopkins is top tier Odin.
Oh yeah,
and like
Thor
1.
Yeah. But here's my point. So, but for as far as the God of War franchise, Richard Schiff is Odin. He is Odin.
Sure.
So if you do not get him in this movie, that's a problem. Or movie, sorry, show. You want continuity. And that is an olive branch to people who have doubts. So that we need to, as you guys just put a second ago, we need to see what the rest of the cast is going to be, and what they're planning on. Because if you cast a young Atreus, maybe somebody borderline puberty, because there is a small time skip, because that all of it hinges on the remaining casting, and of course, as Dre said, the writing. Now, Ron D. Moore is a very good writer, and he knows how to run a writer's room, but he has already shown disdain for the source material, which is a red flag, an unfortunate red flag. So we are, and I will reiterate, I have very low expectations. My bar is very low for this, because when it comes to now, mind you, their first casting, we had just started 2026. This shit ain't going into filming till 2027. They are at most maybe end of the year they start filming this. If they are hustling and bustling right now,
and he's getting up there in age.
Yeah,
The actor Ryan Hurst, is he going to be able to do more than 2 seasons?
Well, all you really have in it is 2 seasons. Let's be honest, 3, stretching it 3.
They could stretch it to 3. That's why you start with the Greeks. Get 2 good seasons out of the Greeks, 3 seasons out of the Norse, and you're gold.
Yeah. You could have gotten 5 to 6 seasons out of this if you'd started at the beginning. But this is I feel very confident saying what we're here. This is recency bias right now. This is a perfect example of recency bias, where a lot of people say God of War and they instantly think Norse Saga, not the original God of War trilogy where Kratos killed all the Greek gods.
Well, so, I do agree that the Norse ones are better. I much prefer the
Norse. It's a better story.
There's actually a story. Yeah,
it's a better story.
There's character arcs. It's very, very well written, and the combat's a lot more engaging. The other one's just button mashing, and that's the extent of it. Whereas this one, there's finesse. You've seen it. The boss fights are incredibly difficult. So I'm okay with them prioritizing noise, but they have to do the setup, because the story in Norse only hits as hard as it is. It's only as good as it is because of the setup of the Greek one.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. In 2018, when Kratos has to go down to Helheim, and he knows the Leviathan axe ain't going to do shit, and he's got to open up the floorboards, and he picks up the Blades of Chaos. And he takes off the bandage, and you see the scars from the chains, and you have Athena's specter haunting him and Zeus's specter haunting him as he goes down there. All that stuff. It only hits hard. When it happened, you could probably even catch it on stream. Maybe you'd have to go into the members section, but it's there recorded. I was reacting in the like this, going, "Oh yes!" You get that reaction.
Music when he's going down the boat, talking to Athena, and then just wrecks some mercs with the Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, so you have to have played those games. You have to have experience. As light a story it is, it's still a story. It's just not as heavy as this story. That's
why it's not a season per game. You got to combine some of those games.
You'd have to combine. You'd have to take, if you did the Greek saga, you take all 3 and you stop halfway through God of War 2 and then move half of God of War 2 into God of War 3 for season 2. That's how I did, because there's no story in God of War 1 except running around trying to get big enough to beat up Ares.
I would try to combine 1 and 2 in entirety, because the 2 ending when they're climbing up on Gaia's back to Mount Olympus is such a great cliffhanger for a season 2, and then going straight into the Siege of Olympus at the start of season 3. That would be where I'd want to break it off.
I can see it. Either way, though, but we're mincing apples and oranges here. We're trying to combine things, which would work. But they should have gone far. But there is a time limit on this, because the cast is not. They're already starting with an older cast, and what if? And you know what they're hoping for? They're really hoping that at some point they announce God of War Egypt. They're hoping for that.
That'll get them more seasons,
Yeah. So there's some positivity. There's still some negativity, still some red flags in this. My expectations are very low. I do not expect to be good. And when it comes around in 27 or 28, easy review will be there. We're going to do what we do for a lot of these shows. Review it, and then we're going to put the panel together and talk about it. Because there'll be a lot to talk about, both positive and likely some negative as well. Anyways, there you go. God of War TV show. We got some news. I'm sure now that they've announced Kratos, I suspect we're going to get more casting news in the following weeks. We already know they've done it. If they've cast Kratos, they've cast everybody at this point. Now they're just going to trickle it out and drop it because
Atreus is the one I'm worried about.
See, child actors are rough.
Mm-hmm.
Child actors are rough. You know who's not rough? The stalwart man, good Sir Algrim the Strong, with a 36-member message. Thank you, my friend. Adam is always honest about his glorious devotion to deception. He's outed as a Sith Lord.
That's right.
I'm a Sith?
That's right.
When did this happen? When did we write this lore?
Well, most
I wrote that lore. I wrote it myself. For sure.
No. 36 months. That's over 3 years of support, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Good Sir Algrim the Strong. All right. Oh, man. Imagine if they race swap. What's her name? The
Angerboda.
Yeah, Angerboda. Imagine if they race swap her back to white. the meltdown.
Announce that, and it's like, all right, I can get
the
aboard with
meltdowns that would happen on the reverse side from when she was terrible in that game. She was horrible. Not only was it a bad casting and bad design, it was terrible. But race swap her back. I will be funny. I will laugh hard.
Race swap her grandma, the giantess.
Those are the worst parts of that game for me.
Oh yeah, the Angerboda parts, the Atreides. I don't mind his gameplay.
Atreides' combat was unique. It was unique.
I'm okay switching back and forth occasionally with it. But
it just threw me off.
His story was awful.
His story was awful, and then of course, and I'm glad he leaves at the end. I'd much rather have Freya as my backup fighting shit than Atreus.
Dude, I didn't do a whole lot of side content until the end, and so I had Freya through most of that when I cleared through everything, and she was much better. She only occasionally went, this would have been better to do with your son before he left you. Shut up. I want to hang out with this hot lady and do badass shit.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's get to the meat of today. That was the warm-up. That was the warm-up. We got the meat on the plate. 2 weeks ago, little leak dropped, and Jed said I was a bit of a crazy man for my predictions. Oh, we don't know if it's really going to happen, but it did.
I didn't call you crazy. I was just we've heard this song and dance before. I want to wait till it's official.
But my evidence was correct, wasn't it? My evidence was correct on the Lucasfilm bio pages that Lin-Wen Brennan being listed as president was the precursor, and then it happened a couple days ago, and it's been the talk of the town that at last, Kathleen Kennedy has walked away from Lucasfilm. Mind you, walked away. Nobody fired her coffee-carrying ass.
Oh, she made that coffee without question.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Nobody fired her. She left on her own terms, delayed because the leak last year delayed it to now. She would have walked away a little bit earlier if they hadn't leaked it that she was about to walk away.
And leakers ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, they do. They do, don't they? They do. But here it is. It happened. But you know what? We've already had this discussion. We did it 2 weeks in a row. Nothing changes. There. That part of the discussion is over. Am I wrong?
Oh no, you're not wrong at all. Not at all. This it's the same thing as I said in my review. Like, this is just going to be, and I was talking about Dave Filoni. We're just going to be getting Kathleen Kennedy without a dress. That's all.
I Dave Filoni might put the dress.
He's going to wear a dress though.
Oh,
I think he might wear a dress at least once. That wouldn't
surprise
have the
me.
cowboy hat, but
That wouldn't. Oh no, dressed in cowboy hat. Sweet Jesus.
Things
yeah,
changing
but
like
nothing's going to
is
change
more
here.
surprising than the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Indeed. And this is the thing, like, and this is where the truth actually had to come out is the Deadline article was out there just sitting there stroking her invisible penis and all that other stuff, and I'm just like, no. I'm like, look, the reality is this: her legacy is going to be that of failure. Period. It's going to be that.
Okay, Dre, you're talking normal right now. Okay, you're talking normal in reality.
Yeah,
but you say that, and this is where we're going to take a discussion. We are not going to go over said Deadline article because, in my opinion, there is no point. Nothing is actually said in that article outside of a couple of amusing things.
Yes.
People took one single paragraph of the upcoming projects that are all delayed again, and also the apparent funny misstep of her saying Ryan Johnson got spooked by the internet, and Ryan Johnson then posted on X, "No, I wasn't spooked." So that's funny. That's funny. But other than that, that exit interview is just exactly what you said and what I said it was going to be. Let the parade begin.
Yeah.
Let us pretend that her successes are true. And there are people that are pretending these successes are true. Now, let me see if I have the right one here. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Already it begins. This is where we're going to take this conversation. We're not going to talk about how she destroyed Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. We've done that for years, ad nauseum. You guys are not here for that. You're here for whatever weird discussion we get up to. And here's where we're going to go. I want to look at the fantasy of those pretending that she's getting her triumph, that she gets a deserved triumph, a parade, and a beautiful send-off. And I have a list that I have a list of examples I've collected here, including a particular fellow at the end who I've just discovered between this and some of the Star Trek stuff is a true piece of shit. And also now I will ask the question now, as we look at this and as we look at the Starfleet Academy conversation, has the internet, mainly social media, current type social media, has it ruined fandoms? Because the behavior we're going to see here, and a lot of these people, and I think that part of the conversation, no, put this in your brain, put a pin in it. A lot of this is connected to people being terminally online.
Sure.
A lot of these people are terminally online, posting constantly. So here's this one right here. Joe Russo, who is very talkative in a lot of these types of things. About to be lots of bad takes about Kathleen Kennedy, but she made
Lord have mercy.
Indiana Jones, Poltergeist, E.T., Gremlins, Back to the Future, The Goonies, batteries not included, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Cape Fear, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, Twister, and more. She's goated. Guys, did you know
didn't do any of those?
Did you know she made all these movies?
No,
This
she
is
didn't.
what she did for the
produced
scene.
The
them.
name appearing in the credits with making a movie. Yes, the
Yes.
entire catering staff is responsible for the greatest movies of all time. The directors, the writers, they have nothing to do with it. If your name shows up in credit, you're the important person. It's a meaningless title that she's had for decades.
And a lot of these movies in the 80s and the 90s, you know who was actually the producer on that stuff? Her husband.
Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
No,
Yep.
Steven Spielberg's the director.
Yep, but her husband. Her
Frank
husband
Marshall.
is the yes.
Frank Marshall.
Yeah,
He did this.
Sorry, I forgot
He-
about him.
She did participate in all these films. She made coffee
Exactly.
for every single one of these movies.
And
Indiana Jones, she was asking for 2 sugars or 1.
she was a
Poltergeist.
dancer in one of them. She was
Yep.
on stage in Temple of Doom
Exactly.
dancing.
Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
need anything to ruin that movie for me.
Coffee.
You didn't know-
and
did you not
how
know that?
many Sugars.
I
That's all
always
she
forget
did.
it. On purpose, I forget it.
Anyway, but and Jed, you brought a point. A lot of people equate her being involved. They want to say she made these movies.
No.
She didn't make shit.
No, Adam, how dare you? How dare you? She made coffee. She made darn good
She made
coffee.
shit coffee. she made tar. I bet she made tar for coffee. All right.
But her husband kept her.
Frank
making
Marshall.
coffee.
Frank Marshall is the real producer, the real
Yes.
one
Yeah.
who
It's-
brought in
it's
the money.
wifely
to
nepotism.
market. Yeah, exactly. He's
It's
the guy
all
who
it is.
really did all that shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So
She just
let's keep-
complained that she wasn't being a feminist girl boss in the 70s. So he's like, fine, I'll give you a stupid executive producer credit. Just shut up and act like you're doing something.
and then I'm going to be a pretend friend to all these guys and generally build a giant chip on my shoulder and destroy their legacies the first chance I get. And I don't want to hear, oh, she's still friendly with George's dad and Spielberg that. Doesn't matter. They can be friendly and go out to dinner. It doesn't just the fact she still destroyed their legacies in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
So there's this first one,
And
and this is just an example of a lot. There were dozens and dozens of posts like this of saying she made this. How can you say she's not great? Look what she did, all this stuff. She didn't make the ship. Go ahead, Jim. You were saying something?
I was just going to talk about her comments where she
yeah.
has the audacity to destroy these franchises and say no one's actually interested. Like what she said about Indiana Jones is, yeah, the reason we canceled all these side projects with Indiana Jones, the 2 spin-offs, a future movie, is no one actually cares about Indiana Jones anymore. He's an antiquated IP, so that's why. Wasn't her fault. She didn't destroy it.
Yeah.
It's because no one wants white man.
Yeah, whether or not
colonials.
whether or not any of us actually liked that recent game, it did well. People bought and played.
It did fairly well.
People bought and played that game. There was very little negativity. I didn't play because I didn't like the gameplay. I wasn't interested in the gameplay. I don't
want a first-person Indiana Jones game.
Exactly. I don't want that.
If you're playing as an iconic character, I want to see the fucking iconic character.
They did clown him a little bit in that game. I saw some stuff. They clowned him a little bit in that game. But all right, let's keep going. This particular piece of shit. Thank you for everything you've done for Star Wars and Lucasfilm. Excited for the future Star Wars and what's to come. Now, these are the stands. And you see one of these, there's a dozen more after it. But
which type of stand is he?
This guy is an ass licker stand. He loves it all.
He's one of the
he's one of the ones that loves everything. I know these. The ones I've selected, I know a few of them very well. I've tried to get blocks for years on these people.
You've determined 3 different categories, right? The Gilroys, the Filonians, and the ass lickers.
And the ass lickers who love everything, want everybody to be happy. Yeah, there's 3 camps. And see the Filoni and Gilroy camps hate each other. They hate each other because each one thinks that their Star Wars is the way it should be. And the ones in the middle are just going, but guys, can't we just love everything Star Wars? It's all great. Touch me, please. I better write that one down. Anyway, I better write that one.
Dre came back for that.
I have to write that one down. What is this? 205. 205. 1.
What the heck? What are we doing?
I have to honor the clip system. When it happens, I have the notepad ready now every time. Anyway, so there's this one.
Please, I'm through.
We're unique. This guy's also a piece of shit. I'm sure people online will have very normal reactions to this news. But anyways, congratulations on an incredible career, Kathleen. One to be remembered. Excited for the future holds for Star Wars. Another ass licker.
He still has the Bad Batch in his bio.
Yeah. And then I don't have her up there, but I did reply. We all know Maggie Lovett from Kotaku and all that shit, that piece of shit. She was still kissing Kathleen Kennedy's ass this week, even though it gets her nothing anymore. Still kissing her ass. Now here's another. This is a Filoni camp person. Her earlier post. Dave Filoni gotta be co-president. We won.
We who?
Look at her flag. Look at the flags here. Look at the flags. This is also an individual who thinks that we're living in a fascistic state and democracy has died in America.
Oh, come on.
A lot of these people, if you look at their accounts, they think that the Gestapo are marching down the streets as we speak, ready to raid all our houses.
Help me, Father, help me.
Like they have anxiety opening their front door. Like it's becoming diagnosable.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. These people think that we are living in a totalitarian moment right now here in America.
And they don't know what that means. They're just saying words.
If we were, this post would be not allowed. They'd be disappeared already.
Not only would that post not be allowed, someone would have come and drugged them by their ankles by now and put them in the goulash.
Yes.
What are we talking about? Like God, man.
Exactly.
This is why I hate people.
Yeah.
This is why I hate people.
Look at the profile. Every single retarded flag possible is there.
Yes,
but then after that, if anyone thinks this is meant to be a dig at Kathleen Kennedy, then nope. She was great at what she did in Star Wars, has certainly benefited a lot from her being in charge. Dave being promoted is greatly deserved.
It's dead. Star Wars is dead.
Yes.
That corpse is bloated.
Oh, great. Wait till we get to the end here. There are some real tall tales woven in these later tabs here. I trust you. Be patient, my friend. Be patient. This one. Happy to see Kennedy exit on her own terms and proudly pass the torch to Filoni. Not happy to see the incels thinking their endless tirades and fandom crusade was successful.
Now, to be fair,
Yeah.
That second part is accurate.
Yeah,
That part
we
is
we,
accurate.
we didn't do anything.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
And like
Not at all.
even those people that are just a hater, they had absolutely no effect on this decision.
The normies
I
not
could-
buying tickets had effect on this.
That's what moved the needle.
And now
They're losing billions.
And we kept it. I will say that those of us who were fighting this, we kept the topics going. We shone a light. We reacted. We kept it in the news, and those with bigger channel got more normies aware of stuff. There was an effect, but not so much that. I mean, if we had actually had any power, she would have been fired years ago. But we don't.
7 years ago.
After The Last Jedi, she would have been gone.
Yeah. So once again, now we're getting the trickle of the angry rage baiting chuds. They're gonna celebrate. What are they gonna do now? Because that's where we're going this one. Then of course here's standard holocron. I'm not gonna read this thing because it's covered in so much love juice that I can't read this. I can't read this.
Love juice.
I'm trying not to be disgusting here. I'm trying not to be
My
crass.
Lord.
I know, but you can see this Star Wars Holocron is one of the biggest ass lickers out there.
Yeah.
Biggest one. Kathleen Kennedy is one of the most formidable producers this industry's ever seen. Her credits are extraordinary. She's responsible for ensuring iconic films such as Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, and Schindler's List were made without incident. Star Wars was lucky to have her.
Steven Spielberg wasn't bankable enough without Kathleen Kennedy footing the bill in the 90s.
Without
That's
incidents.
totally
There were
true.
incidents. Coffee
the
spills. Those were the incidents. Jesus Christ, man. I don't understand. Okay, here we go. I don't understand how people can engage in revisionist history that is absolute.
Oh.
It's not like we don't have information.
Oh. Just you wait.
We have information. It's not like, okay, let's say
go.
Star Wars came out 300 years ago, okay? And we don't have documentation. We didn't really have a lot of film, and it was just a story that somebody wrote, and then we just passed the story on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Now we can have some type of like, oh, it wasn't really supposed to be like that. Oh, this person actually did move it this way, blah, blah, blah. We can have some type of debate on how its history is formed. This has been started in the 1970s, okay?
Yes.
1970s. We have documented.
Remember it.
Thank you. Very much alive. Who remember this from the very beginning when her career first started? There are people very much alive, including people in her own camp that were there when she first started her career. And then we have people like, oh, she did nothing except get Folgers and Maxwell House. Okay. For those that don't know what that is, that's called coffee. Okay. That's what she did. It's not even hyperbole. What did she do? She did nothing. Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. Like
I bet she's dumb enough to fuck up Folgers.
She did nothing. I can't wrap my head around how people are missing this.
Look at this right here. Somebody replies, her name was credited on because she helped Spielberg get coffee or something. She didn't do crap for those movies, and we still have them without her. And she tanked the Star Wars brand. Amazing every word of what you said. This guy replies to it, every word you said is wrong. No, this is Dre. You just literally said all of that right there. Her husband helped produce these movies, not her.
She made coffee.
She did nothing.
It's not even hyperbole. It's what happened.
If you want to talk about a woman that made Star Wars happen, let's talk about Marsha Lucas. Let's talk about Marsha Lucas, who saved it in the editing process.
Yes, she did.
That's
100%.
a woman that made Star Wars happen.
Why isn't Disney celebrating her? They've erased her from history.
Because she's not important. Well, she's important to real fans.
Yeah, she is important to real fans. And even when even after their divorce, it was still really, really sad.
Yeah.
During that time. Now, granted, give it up to George Lucas, start banging hot black chicks, give him credit. But all the same, like she's a very, very she is very, very important woman in Lucasfilm history.
Yes.
She moved the needle. Literally, Star Wars might not have happened without her contribution.
Exactly. There's that. So
the coffee maker.
Yeah, not the coffee maker who doesn't understand. So this is that, and we got one more before we get to the guy. You want to talk about revision history? The last two guy in this tabs, last guy in these two tabs, revisionist history. Well, one more though here. Tremendous queen leaves. Don't you hate it when they throw the term queen around? I hate that.
Yeah.
But it's understandable. I can only give her infinite thanks for 14 years of wonderful stories and for making Star Wars for everyone. Guys, Star Wars was not for everyone before 2012.
Yeah, Dre, you weren't allowed to watch it before 2015.
Apparently, coloreds weren't allowed.
Yeah.
And Dragon Lady wasn't either.
Nope, it's true.
I mean,
coloreds and women.
Billy
They're
D.
not allowed
Williams
to watch
didn't
Star Wars.
exist.
Billy D. Williams, and this is my thing. Like they always try to lay it on the, and then they look at, oh, he was a token. No, you dumb beaver.
He was great.
Billy D. Williams was one of the most over, using wrestling term, over black actors during that time period.
Mm-hmm.
He was amazing and had a cult following. And he was a black man that also from the West Indies. So it's like it had nothing to do with his color. He was the man.
He was just cool.
Yes.
And at the same time, who is the voice of Star Wars?
James Earl Jones.
A very black man.
Very black.
Very black.
Very, very black man.
Very black. So, I mean, James Earl Jones and his venerable James Earl Jones, who they never even honor him on his birthday anymore. They don't honor Star Wars accounts do not honor him on his birthday. They ignore it.
Which is detestable because of what this man contributed. He has contributed so much, even in his later years. He contributed so much to making Darth Vader the most recognizable, not only villain, but character on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And I still think he's the most recognizable character of all time.
I agree with you. I have never met anyone that does not know who Darth Vader is. People that aren't even into Star Wars know who Darth Vader is. I've seen people stumble over Luke. Okay. I've seen people stumble over Luke before. No one, and I mean no one, have I ever come in contact with that does not know who Darth Vader is.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. They thought Kylo Ren could replace Vader as the face of Star Wars.
Apparently not in Disneyland Galaxy's Edge anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore.
And just get the Sandman out there with all those actors and just get them out and put them in different costumes for the love of God. Just like they're struggling. They're making 37 cents on the dollar. Like somebody help them. Help.
All right, but right now we come to the piece de resistance in this little journey we're on. This particular account, Jeremy, at Manabyte. This dude is terminally online. And he writes now. I wish. At least then it would make sense of being retarded. Hey, Jeremy's a retard. We all know he's a retard. Self-admitted. All right. Point is this. Look at this right here. I am going to read this because this is revisionist history to fit his narrative. Mm-hmm. So here we go. And this guy's whole thing is that Star Wars has had a problem under Disney because of rage baiters who only do it to get rage clicks. That's his whole thing. Rage baiters use objectively to dress up their feelings as facts. They do this to make you feel stupid for disagreeing with them. Here's how they use it wrong and the facts that prove it. Guys, he's got facts.
Oh, boy.
He's got facts. Too bad he doesn't have a single receipt to go with his facts. 1, they confuse I didn't like it with it failed. The real world, objective means something you can measure with a ruler, a scale, or a calculator.
Like the math we've done on Disney never making any money from the $4 billion it cost them to purchase the brand.
Thank you, Forbes, for that one.
Well, to be fair, he's right in this one. Yes, they do confuse I don't like it with it failed. Agreed.
Yeah.
But both can be true as well.
Not mutually exclusive.
They're not mutually exclusive at all. Objective means something you can measure. And you can measure it. I bought Star Wars for $4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Then I created films which totaled, even from what we understand, which are probably even fake numbers, those 3 movies, as far as production costs, cost about $2 billion, give or take. So let's just slap $6 billion on there for the sake of round numbers. So I've spent $6 billion on Star Wars, and even if we take the gross, let's take the gross for the sake of simplicity. The first movie made $2 billion, and the other two made another $1 billion. So that's $4 billion. You are still at a net loss, even by those, even by those basic, and I mean basic numbers, without even going into all the intricacies, which is even less, which mean it will net even less. Even by those basic arithmetic, it lost.
Did anything?
Oh, wait for the merch. Oh, this guy's gonna bring up merch. Wait for it. Wait for it. And we're not even bringing in the fails of Disney Plus. We're just talking the movies.
Yeah, we're just talking about those three films.
The Disney Plus shows $200 million each season. That is impossible to be recouped on Disney Plus.
So then he says it's rage bait narrative. Kathleen Kennedy objectively destroyed Lucasfilm. Objective fact. Here's his objective fact, guys. Under her leadership, the studio released 5 movies that each grossed over $1 billion. You can hate the movies, that's subjective, but you cannot say a CEO objectively failed when they generated $6 billion at the box office. That claim is factually incorrect. Your claim is factually incorrect.
We don't know math.
And once again,
5 movies.
The sequel trilogy, Rogue One,
right,
and Solo lost money.
Solo didn't make $1 billion. Solo.
So this guy right out of the gate is coming with bullshit. And once again, it comes back to our old friend, gross versus net.
Jesus Christ.
Gross versus net. And it's recently come to light just how much money was spent on Rise of Skywalker, Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. The real production numbers. This guy has already shown he is a half-wit moron, making shit up to push his narrative. I mean, yes, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker each made over $1 billion. In fact, didn't Force Awakens make $2 billion?
Yeah, $2 billion.
Okay, but that's the only one that maybe made a little profit. The other ones did not. Rogue One didn't really make a lot of profit. And to use the famous phrase generated by the Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy Griggs, Solo lost money.
Absolutely.
Solo lost money.
Objectively.
Yes.
Lost money.
Objectively lost money. So this guy's already lying to revision. Right here it is. Here's your revisionist history right here. Here it is. Said it. He's already done it, but and he keeps going. Look at this. He keeps going.
Do you think Mandalorian and Grogu's going to make $1 billion?
I don't
reading into the future.
That's just going to make 37 cents.
They treat math like a test. Math is one of the things that doesn't lie.
And it makes it objective.
Yes. They find one technical flaw like a continuity error or a slow chase scene and act like that invalidates the entire movie.
Whoa.
When there's 20 of those things, yes, it invalidates it.
When it's a whole movie like that, then yes.
Even if you take his equation, it's still accurate because math is based off of an equation. And if your equation has a flaw, the answer is going to be wrong.
Yeah. But his thing is they treat art like a math test. It's not, no. Jed, all 3 of us here, we are all artists in different fields. Jed and I are writers.
Yes.
Dre, you're a writer, and you work with actual physical art on the comic page because without your proof, it doesn't hit the panel.
That's great.
Dragon Lady plays The Sims.
Yes.
But we are all artists in our way. There is still an equation to art.
100%.
You can't. It doesn't just happen. Art. Especially drawn art. The angles, there's literal all kinds of things, factors going crazy. It's not a mathematical equation, but it's still an equation. Somebody who's not a creative, who never created anything, doesn't understand that. And now this. Here's so writing in The Last Jedi is objectively broken. Objective fact. Writing has no scientific metric or writing thermometer. Critics praised the movie 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not manipulated at all. While many fans hated it. If the quality were objectively bad, everyone would agree, like a math equation that equals 4. The fact that people disagree proves it is subjective.
No, it doesn't. It's
not how that works.
Opinions.
Thank you.
Look, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Did he just say that there's a difference between something that you like and saying that something is quality? Which, once again, I agree.
And
but you cannot then say the inverse. You cannot then say, oh, because you didn't like it means that it's bad because the critics said it was good. You cannot say that it is now subjective to be good if it's objective on what you like. Quality is not subjective. Quality is absolute. I'll give you an example. The Godfather is objectively a great film, but I may not personally enjoy it. But without question, writing, direction, acting, stage presence, production, all that stuff means that this film was good. I don't get how you're gonna say it. You got the math right the first time, but now you're gonna use the inverse math to try to prove your point. That's not how that works.
Jed, how many times have we done a Nolan movie and I say it's objectively a good movie? I give it all the praise I've done, then I say I just don't like it. But then do I come and say, well, then it must be shit if I don't like it?
No, mature adults are able to separate objective from subjective. They might not do it perfectly right or think about it in detail, and that's fine. But realizing, just like you both said, you can recognize what a great movie is and just say it's not what you're interested in. Like, I do recognize that Aliens is a great movie, that it's a hell of a lot of fun, and that people love it. It's just not what I was looking for in an Alien sequel. I prefer the original style. But that doesn't make Aliens a bad movie or bad part of the franchise. Just as adults, we're all able to do that.
See, this is why I love bringing this stuff up and I put it in front of you guys, because we very keenly and nicely break down the bullshit right here. Because there we go. 3, they ignore the definition of success. They call something objectively a flop because it didn't match their headcanon, even when it was a massive success by every industry standard. Here is more lying. Here is more lying. We don't talk. Our headcanon, if we even use it, because we don't, we're using actual canon when compare things. It never comes in. When we call things a flop, we're purely talking about financial, and they talk about every industry standard. Once again, this guy has already proven he doesn't understand the difference between gross and net. He doesn't get it
at all.
Rage bait narrative. Nobody cares about Star Wars anymore. The brand is objectively dead.
That's true.
Objective fact. Well, that is true.
These days, yeah.
Objective fact. The Mandalorian was the most streamed original series in the U.S. in its run. All right. What was going on at that point? Everybody was locked in their fucking house. Nobody went anywhere, and Disney Plus got lucky launching in that moment. Go ahead.
It was a few months apart, but yeah, that definitely helped. Rise of Skywalker helped a little bit, and just playing curiosity. It's the first live-action Star Wars show. People were curious.
Yeah.
And yes, the trailer made it look a little bit more original trilogy, and people were hoping for original
Western.
And a Western.
Yes.
So the marketing and Baby Yoda, there's a whole lot of temporary factors that affect season 1. And it was the first real original on a new streaming service, from Disney. There's so many things that went into it, but you don't need to look farther than the next seasons to know that curiosity factor, those factors were no longer a thing.
Jed, I mentioned this one to you a few days ago, this next part. Merchandise sales remain in the billions. That's a lie. There's
billions?
Not a single receipt out there.
There are no billions to be made. I'm pretty sure there's still stuff from The Force Awakens sitting in the daggone bargain bins in Walmart.
There are Rose Tico's action figures still rotting on shelves someplace.
And that's true. And okay, so he's just saying nonsense. But when it comes to the idea that the brand is dead and he just uses the Mandalorian as an excuse, again, I don't know if he was paying attention during that time, but everybody, and Jed touched on it. I'm glad he did. Everybody thought that this joint was going to be a return to form. Everybody did. Everybody, except for Adam, of course, but everybody did. Everybody was like, "Oh, look, we're going back to the basics. We're doing a spaghetti western. We're doing real Star Warsy stuff." Everybody that I spoke to, and you know what everyone said I spoke to was like, "Man, I sure hope this is better than those movies." Everybody said this. There was hope in people's eyes. That was years ago, and this was what 2019,
2021. Just
2021 when the joint came out. 2019 was the
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. No. They released the same month. December 2019 is when Mandalorian season 1 came
out.
Yes.
Good.
They introduced Force healing before the movie came out. That was done very specifically.
Perfect. Yeah. Because the movie was an absolute disaster. Everybody and their grandmama, and I was in a theater with somebody that actually walked out, took his son and left, as he should have, like a good Christian. everybody was sitting there like, this is like, oh, we're hoping that this saves the brand. Everybody said that. And from the overwhelming majority of people enjoyed the first season of Mandalorian, myself included, except for Adam, because Adam is a definitive hater. That's fine. But this is what I'm saying. Everybody,
I'm on brand.
On brand. I'm not. Oh, look, I ain't gonna question it. But what I'm saying is this: the overwhelming majority of people, including myself, enjoyed the first season, and heck, I even enjoyed the second season of The Mandalorian. The third was an absolute mitigated disaster. But those 2 seasons of Mandalorian was because, and as Jed touched on, it's new. We got a new streaming service. It's launching the streaming service. All this stuff. We're locked in our houses. Well, it was coming anyway. We're about to be locked in our houses. The whole shebang. There was a whole lot of factors on why this junk was streamed so much. Now, here's the problem that he's also not mentioning: streaming services, especially Disney Plus, don't make money.
They cannot.
Yeah. Now
shows that are this expensive.
Now he goes on to say here, objective data shows the brand is very much alive, even if the rage baiter personally stopped caring. No, your objective data proves the opposite. Failure in theaters. Nobody watches the Disney Plus shows. Jed, how many years have we shown the ratings of this stuff? And now it just gets worse and worse. Acolyte didn't even appear towards the end. That little kid one, what was that called? What was that?
Oh, the Goonies in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one didn't even crack the Nielsen's.
And Adam, do you remember the name of that show?
Skeleton Crew.
There we go.
It took a second.
See? Jed didn't remember.
I couldn't.
I know I didn't.
It took a second.
Remember.
It took a second. I got a lot of.
And he's going to tell me that the brand is not dead. That a Star Wars property. Once again, Adam, we're old enough to remember when anything labeled with Star Wars is instantly gajillions of dollars. That's it used to be.
Yeah.
You're going to sit there and tell me that something with the name Star Wars is slapped on it, and no one even remembers its name.
Acolyte got canceled.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
Acolyte got canceled. Andor, as much as they want to praise Andor, all of them, nobody watched it.
And that's another. See, once again, it got critical acclaim when 5 people watched it. Great. All 5 of you enjoyed yourself. Great. Wonderful.
Ideologues.
But no one watched
they spent
it.
$500 million on it.
And made $0 back.
Pre-marketing.
So, as he says here, when they say objectively they are trying to skip defending their opinion, they want to claim this isn't just my view, it's a law of physics, so they don't have to listen to you. How often do we defend every little point we make to make sure a jackass like this can't say
we
we're
bring
just
facts and logics?
hating.
We don't just say the word objective. We bring up the numbers. We make the calculations. We figure it out.
He's not done.
Show the ratings.
He's not done.
And I want to hear him talk about physics. If this is what he thinks objective means, he might piss me off more than the physics class in Starfleet Academy.
God bless him.
But he's not done. Someone prominent in Lucasfilm once told me years ago, I'm sure they did.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
My source told me this. Years ago, shortly after the Disney purchase, that Lucasfilm envied something Marvel had accomplished, cultivating a young fan base that grew up with the MCU. Lucasfilm knew their core fan base was aging, and they needed a new generation for the future. No, they didn't, because the core fan base was passing on real Star Wars to their children.
Even if that's true, let's play devil's advocate for the sake of
okay, go.
For the sake of simplicity, let's
go.
play. Let's say that our good friend here has an insider in Lucasfilm. Okay. And then they went and bye, Dragon Lady. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Night.
You're here.
Bye.
And let's just say that they have an inside scoop and they were on their knees doing unspeakable evils to get this information. Great. Okay. Wonderful. If this is true, that means that whoever's in Lucasfilm is a semi-retarded robot goblin baby. Because if their solution to getting a young audience is to abandon their parents
who have all the money,
who has the money,
and
what are you talking about?
And how's that MCU audience working out now? How's that working out now?
But look, think about the time of purchase. Time of purchase was 2012, right?
Yeah.
MCU was at the height of its power.
I know it's just it's about
Avengers had just come out.
Yeah, it's at the beginning. That's the beginning, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
it was just starting to crawl. Right, duh. Yeah, starting to crawl. Avengers came out, made $1 billion, all that great stuff. Things were going really, really well for the MCU. And yes, they did cultivate a young fan base. But what did the MCU do very, very well? They abandoned no one. Do you know why? Because these children didn't know who Iron Man was. They didn't know who Thor was. They might know who the Hawk was. But who did they bring in? All the old heads, all the comic book fans that were now converting all these people to come and see these films. The conversion rate was like 300%. Just ungodless numbers.
Yeah. You appeal to
Imagine
your base
if the
and they
MCU
become free marketing.
Exactly.
We've
MCU
been
said,
saying that for years. You're absolutely right.
with the MCU, when Iron Man 1 came out, it was like, well, if you were a fan of Iron Man, this isn't the movie for you. Can you imagine?
Who said that?
I said if.
Oh, if.
They
Okay,
said
like,
that.
who said that?
Yeah,
I don't remember any saying that.
Exactly. Not a soul. Not in 2008, not one soul came out there and said, yeah, we're trying to cultivate a new audience, a younger audience. So if you were into Iron Man in 1976, then this isn't for you. What?
Right here.
What are you talking
right
about?
Right here. This is it. Aging fans get their kids interested in it, and you get a new generation of fans seeing it with friends. No need to change words. Yes, if it ain't broke, don't fix. How do you think Star Wars went on for 30 years before the purchase?
Scratch that, Adam. Scratch that. Take it for after the movies were done in 1983.
Me and every the dark times where there was nothing. We bought all there was merch, toys.
Yes.
All there was merch, toys, and a few early PC games.
Yes.
And those of us who were there, and I had to ask my mom for money to do it. We put that on our shoulders and we carried it.
Exactly.
And we loved it. And
it carried throughout an entire generation, all the way to the point when the first special edition VHSs came out in 1997, if memory is serving me correct.
You had the gold, and now listen, there was a time there was the gold and the silver. That was the re-release, and listen, I had at that point 3 separate sets of Star Wars VHS in my car. I had the original releases, which had the original posts on them. Then I had the audio one with where you had remember the THQ. What was that? What was that?
THX.
THX. Yeah. They had that the THX ones where you had the covers where you had a stormtrooper, you had Yoda, you had Vader on the cover. I had those, and then I got my special edition. I already owned it. Why did I do it again? Because I had to. Now, I was an idiot, and I bought the gold one, not the silver one, because I didn't understand buy widescreen, don't buy full screen, but that's a different story. I was a young retard. Retard.
Now, would any of these stands do that for the sequel trilogy?
No. They're not doing it now.
All right, let's read this next paragraph here, because it brings up something else that I can immediately refute to the whole statement about cultivating a young fan base. Lucasfilm began focusing on this after The Force Awakens released. Remember those animated YouTube shorts tied to a specific line of Hasbro figures? No.
Nobody.
That was an attempt to introduce the younger view Star Wars. Really quickly here, and as we established every time this comes up, it came up again on Friday on Ballbusters when we had X-Wing on and we were talking about it. I'm not a fan of the Clone Wars. You guys like it way more than I do. I like bits and pieces, but you guys way more than that. I established that. But what did that? And I was there. We were there. Well, okay, Jed wasn't, but Dre was. In the 2000s, the Clone Wars TV show created an entire new generation of fans.
That's correct.
And I lamented that because I'm like, why are you being a fan of this? Go read the books. But anyway, point is, it did. It did. So this guy talk about, they didn't create young fans. Yes, they did throughout the 2000s, and it worked.
Let's take it back a little bit further. We'll take it back a little bit further.
Okay.
The Gennady Tarkovsky Clone Wars joint that they did. Okay.
Specifically tied into the movies.
That's what I'm saying. It directly tied into the episode 2 and episode 3.
Yeah.
I still love that thing.
Oh, I do.
It's almost like an hour. You can watch in an hour, see the whole thing.
Jed, how do you feel about them?
They got great action, but their story is non-existent.
Oh God, here we go.
I threw him under. I just picked up the ginger and tossed him under the bus.
Oh my God!
I know they're very pretty. The action, the animation's great, but the story is just not there. So like I can appreciate their beauty.
Grievous was a badass.
There's no narrative meat. Yes, he's a badass, absolutely. But
Jed, they're shorts. They're shorts.
I'm sorry. I did this on purpose because I knew
They're
this
8
would
minutes
happen.
long. Jet, they're shorts.
You
But
can't
people
see me. I'm
like just comparing
my
the different
feet with
Clone Wars.
joy.
They're so different that I don't like saying one is better than the other.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's a fine
They
conversation
actually
to
work
have.
together if you put. You can actually meld them together if you watch them in a certain order.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I've done.
Now, to be
Which I've
fair,
done.
Yeah, saying that
there's
they're
a way
great
to watch
action and they're fun as shorts, but people are hyping it up. Like people have told me it's some of the best Star Wars that there is. People pretend that there's a story there, and that's why I get annoyed when talking.
Okay,
The
about it.
second
yeah.
But yeah,
season
if
has
you're
a
just
story.
like,
Yeah,
hey,
the
it's
first
a
season
story.
doesn't have a story. The second season has a story. The first one doesn't really. The second season has a story. Point is though,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to do that.
Darn
You'll
it,
make me pay
Jed.
for
Why you? Come on, why are you like this? Why
They're
are you like this?
enjoyable.
Point is though, you can take Tartakovsky stuff and the Clone Wars and meld them together and still make
Sure.
the narrative all work. It's passable.
Sure.
I did it. I've done it a couple of times. Point is, you had that young audience. It already generated. So his point is already disproven. Lucasfilm already did it before the MCU.
Yes.
I don't think it worked as well as they hoped. Yeah, because Disney Star Wars is shit. That's why it didn't work. Nobody wanted it. They tried other approaches, but then came Grogu. Excuse me. Ooh. Baby Yoda exploded and created a whole new Star Wars franchise for a new generation.
What?
No.
No, Baby Yoda is just for girls, man. Like that's just
Yes.
for girls to
Yes.
find something like, ooh, cute. I don't know
Ooh,
anybody that
that's what they all
jumpstart
do.
their fandom
Yeah,
by falling
kids
in
don't
love.
get baby
with it.
fever. Women get baby
Women
fever.
get baby fever.
Fans who can be much more casual. Baby Yoda does not translate to casual. It translates to girls.
Yes,
Who
100%.
who even if they hate Disney Star Wars, they see the cute thing and the cutesy switch gets flipped.
Yep,
Ooh,
that's it.
baby. And
Yep.
suddenly they forget everything and just want to pick up the baby.
That's correct. That is correct. It's for the baby. Now, as a marketing tactic, it's brilliant, 110%. But it doesn't have
when
lasting
done
hold.
correctly. They've tried
Yeah.
it before. They've talked about it in the original Clone Wars movie, the shitty fucking one from 2008. Baby Jabba the Hutt was supposed to be the first.
Rod of
Baby
the
Yoda.
Hutt, who's going to be in Mando and Grogu.
Oh boy, yeah, that was not good.
He's like,
He's
okay.
gonna be a
Buff
fucking
gladiator.
gladiator.
That was not good, man. That was not good. Okay, I'll give you that one, Jed. That was horrible.
So
I don't even think that
though-
movie was good, but that was
But
bad.
yeah, so it's a good ploy going for cutesiness for women, but it
Yeah.
can
But
fail
it's-
abysmally
it-
when you choose a
yeah.
worm.
Especially when you're true in what is a boys brand. What is
Yes,
ostensibly a boys brand. There are
100%.
female Star Wars fans, but it is ostensibly a boy brand.
Yeah, just like there
And
are
it's a
female
temporary
brands
tick. It's
that
not
have female
consistent.
fans.
So
Yes.
those hoping the movie flops so they can churn out endless YouTube videos about the Star Wars is dead might have been disappointed. First of all, we don't do endless. We do it as long as it's relevant. And then when it's not relevant anymore, we stop. But when it does flop, and Mandalore and Grogu will flop.
I'm
And
fairly certain.
and we will prove it by the numbers.
It
By action, by math.
math.
So I have unfortunately become aware of this guy, and now his shit is flooding my timeline, and it hurts because he's a real fucking idiot. So I've just proven that when it comes to the whole Kathleen Kennedy saga part, these people are nuts. They are
they're absolutely
fabricating. Everything we just saw is a fantasy.
Yeah.
All
Sure.
we did, there was no reality in any of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Nothing changes. And everything's playing out exactly as I predicted it would for years. The shows in the stands are pretending she was glorious and she saved Star Wars, and that Dave Filoni is going to make it great.
And this is one thing. And this is one thing I said on Friday, that I'm willing to play with this idea because I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
I had a whole segment about Dave Filoni and how disappointed I was in him over the last few years, because I was a big supporter of him. I was a big supporter of Dave Filoni.
You have
I was a fan.
detailed that many times.
I was a fan of Dave Filoni, and even in 2019, I said, after I was calling for KK to be removed, I said, man, Dave Filoni would be great. But
You
get rid of
poor,
her, put him in.
sweet summer child.
Oh yeah, but
Running
it's
down the streets in your underwear,
Oh,
running through the sprinklers and the hydrants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I said that in 2019. I said, man, if Dave Filoni was in charge, we would actually we'd be what they always say. We're eating so good.
I hate that phrase so much.
And this is my thing. We've never seen this at this point, Dave Filoni without Kathleen Kennedy plunging her peg into his hole. All right.
Oh, Dave Filoni is only as good as the hand that shoved up his ass.
And that's the thing. And Jed, and that's exactly. I said this is gonna be the first time we see him with no pegs. What if he actually gives us something good? Now, granted, they ain't gonna save this brand. This brand is dead.
Oh, you know what they're saying now, that he's going to be brave and green light the hunt for Ben Solo. He's going to be brave.
It's not a real script. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's as real as the 9th episode of Stranger Things. It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. There was no hunt for Ben
Ironically, I
Solo.
want them both to be real to laugh at them. I want both those things to be real.
It's
I
just
don't
bizarre.
I don't
But
want
this
it to be
week
real
it
because I
do-
want to see them keep crying. That's what I want.
But Adam, I'm very interested in seeing if what if, and I'm playing big games here. What if he actually tries to restore George's vision the way he was supposed to many moons ago?
That's a
I'm
big
playing-
if because he doesn't.
He won't be allowed to decanonize.
And
That's
no,
the only way to do that is decanonize.
I mean, at this point, would I want to see the EU reestablished? Of course I would. But those are pipe dreams, and I don't live in pipe dreams.
It happens if Disney doesn't own it anymore. That's the only chance it
Yes,
ever has.
exactly. So what I'm saying is this: what if he actually has a return to form and starts creating good content, stuff that is just fun and cool and
Right.
interesting?
You made fun of us for
Ahsoka
liking
season
some
2
things
is this
about
year.
God of War.
Oh man,
Ahsoka season 2 is this year, and it says I've heard that there's been it's been pushed back, but he's still working on his combo heir to the Empire, his bastardized heir to the Empire. He's still working on that.
And see, and let's say he's doing it solo. Like this, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I understand.
What if it was KK that was pulling all the strings, which we know she did. That's it is what it is.
And then
But
Bob Iger is pulling her strings.
Yes. So, well, what if now that the strings are cut and Pinocchio can walk on his own? What if he actually starts creating good stuff?
Or inversely, it's worse than ever.
Can I counter? I have a counter for this.
Go for it, Adam. Go for it.
You know where I think you know where I'm going with this. What is the first thing he created on his own without anybody telling him what to do once Disney purchased Star Wars?
Rebels.
Oh, God, Rebels is so bad.
That's Dave Filoni off the leash. Rebels is Dave Filoni off the leash.
That is bad, man. That is
And
bad.
he has been chief creative officer for years. Nothing made it up to Kathleen Kennedy if he didn't already approve it.
I don't know if that's true, though, Adam. I don't know if that's true.
I listen.
I could believe some of it. Like Acolyte came from different channels.
Acolyte was out. Acolyte was outside him. That was that Leslie Headland jumped over him and went straight to Kathleen Kennedy with that one.
Yeah.
And so did Andor. Tony Gilroy went straight to Kathleen Kennedy. Now Dave Filoni didn't hate any of the things. They just went around him. Not like he would have stopped it. I don't think he would have stopped any of that.
God,
No, I don't think he would have stopped anything. But I think that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I'm actually throwing this out there.
It's fine. It's fine. It's for
because
discussion
it's twofold. Let's say he takes over Lucasfilm and he starts returning things back to form. Grand, I'm not talking about recanonizing and stuff like that, but just we got legitimately good Star Wars content going forward. Kathleen Kennedy is going to look even worse than she already is. She's going to look like the absolute dog of the walk. If he comes in here and we start creating content that's good and like people in general are enjoying it and having fun.
But here's the thing: everything that's coming out was still greenlit under her tenure. The two movies we have 3 to 4 things coming out in the next couple years. We've got Mandalorian, Grogu, and Ahsoka season 2 this year.
Jesus.
Next year we've got Starfighter.
That ain't coming out.
And a little more extra garbage. Then that's it. So
movie or whatever, that ain't coming out.
Oh yeah, it's in that. No, it's coming out. They finished it. They finished it. Starfighter's finished. It's done.
That joint is going into the can to never be seen again as a tax write-off. There's no way. There's no way they can't do it.
No, it's coming out.
With Sean Levy, they put way too much money into it.
Yeah.
God.
It's coming out.
I'm still ready for Amy Adams, Mara Jade.
Stop. We did this on Friday. Stop. Anyway, point is, that's it. Because one of the little things we got from this, and this is the final question I want to ask for this segment here. 2030 happens. Because 2027 is the last thing we have. We don't have anything in 2028 or 2029. It would have to be put into production next year to be released in 2028, 2029. Ray movie ain't happening. That jackass I just also showed you a minute ago, he says that the Simon Kinberg stuff is now going to be a Ray trilogy. That's what he said.
Kathleen Kennedy specifically came out and pretty much said everything that isn't actively in production is canceled and on hold.
And there it is. Where are they going in the 2030s? Where are they going? What is Disney Star Wars in the 2030s? High Republic's done. It's what little bit is left is on life support. These last two movies, Ahsoka season 2, and in any minute now, Bob Iger's replacement will be there, and I don't think they're going to be any different than he was. Frankly, I think they're putting a money man in charge of that one.
I'm ready for Bob the Third.
And he's still going to be there. He's not going anywhere. Bob Iger's still going to be pulling strings someplace. So nothing's going to change. So they will still kill a Hunt for Ben Solo movie because they already spent millions on it and rejected it. What's going to happen with Disney Star Wars? Where are they going?
The Empire. Heir to the Empire trilogy. Yuzon Vong showing up.
I would like to see that, honestly.
They get it wrong.
Oh, don't get it wrong. But I just want to play devil's advocate on this because
that's fine. That's fine.
I'm okay with that. Because do I believe that anything good is going to come? No, I don't believe that wholeheartedly. I think it's not. I know this brand is dead, and it's unfortunate. And it might live on through video games, I guess. Video games.
Oh, we got the mall show. That's it. The mall show's coming out. I knew there was one more. The mall show. The Darth Maul show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
remember the
still
Darth
happen?
Maul show? Yes.
Come on. That's gotta be in the garbage.
No,
somewhere.
It's happening.
That's gotta be in somebody's recycle bin.
No,
that's animated.
I
right?
knew there
Clone
was
Wars
one
animation, or is it live action?
No, it's animated because we would know if Sam Witwer was getting in makeup and doing around. But no, it's still this. I forgot the Darth Maul show. I knew there was one more thing that was told down. The Darth Maul show. The Darth Maul show. Yeah. See, that broke Dre there. That broke for a second. There's
see, and here, and see, this is where my love-hate for Dave Filoni keeps coming in, because
Darth Maul should have stayed dead.
He should have stayed dead. But then again, I do like what he did with him.
Same.
I like what he did with Maul. I do. I believe he should have been dead, and because now it kind of defeats the purpose of everything.
Everyone needs to be dead by A New Hope.
Here's the problem.
Everyone needs to be dead by then.
Here's why I hate Darth Maul being alive, because Dave Filoni used that to butcher Dathomir. He used it to butcher Dathomir lore with the witches and Savage and all that shit. He butchered it.
Yeah,
and as long as you accept, as long as you have Darth Maul and Savage, it's a link to fake Dathomir witches. Yes. And I hate that. That's why
I hate the spider body, and that being the justification that he survived. I hate the justification for survival. I love the Maul versus Obi-Wan stuff. They did some great stuff there.
Yeah, they did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. The only thing I like is when Palpatine kicks both their asses. That's a fantastic.
That's really, really great. That's what I'm saying. Adam, you see what I'm saying? You see why I have this issue?
How much is that? But how much is that Dave Filoni or somebody else in the room?
Oh, and we can't know that.
We can't. That's why I'm asking.
That.
Well, okay. What we do know is that Mortis Arc is George Lucas. We know that's George Lucas.
That's for sure.
That's George in the room, and it is
Mm-hmm.
the best thing in Clone Wars. Mortis Arc is the best thing in Clone Wars.
Yeah. Now it's
you know really when it's George in the room, because it's quality.
And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I am a fan of the Clone Wars show. I am a fan of that show.
I know.
So I'm very, very divided. Except for the last season. The last season is absolute trash.
Well, that got Disneyfied.
Yeah, last season absolute trash. And only thing I like was like the last episode, because Ray Park brought him back to do motion capture.
Yeah, I'm being excessively hyperbolic in my attacks here, and I know that, but it's just for the purpose of what we're doing here, just to make my point, though.
No. But, what you're saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, nothing you're saying is invalid. It's just that this is just me trying to.
You're clinging to hope, Dre. You're clinging to
Don't
hope.
do that. Don't say
You're
that. Don't you
clinging
say
to
that
hope.
out loud. Don't you say that out loud. Don't you do that. Don't you do that to me.
There's a perfect world where George Lucas made his Underworld series, right? And then he made a live-action Darth Vader Purge series and killed everyone who survived the Clone Wars.
Imagine how good that would have been.
Oh man, that
Okay,
would have been
just
so good.
everyone just needs to die by A New Hope. That is my rule with Star Wars. It's fine.
But they
Someone
didn't.
survived Order
But
66.
they didn't.
That makes
But
sense.
everybody's
Just
still alive, Jed. Everyone's
by
alive.
A New Hope. That's the
They
rule.
didn't.
Everyone's dead by A New Hope. So a
Order
Purge show to
66 was a
clip
freaking
all those-
dragnet at this point. Everybody escaped.
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ.
Including a little Padawan of Civil War's little helmet, which wasn't a really helmet. That was just a training tool. Fucking Obi-Wan. Fucking Obi-Wan. All right. So point is, there is no real path for Disney Star Wars right now.
I agree.
And now it will be interesting when they get through the next 2 years. It will be from a I don't know what interesting point of view. Just say there will be some interesting. What slop are they going to throw out to try and convince us it's working? Because Tony Gilroy, for all the love they throw at him, he's moved on.
Mm-hmm.
He's moved on. He's not a part of this anymore. For him and his literal political, ideological, Stumpton perspective, because he admitted it a couple of weeks ago. I read it. He made Andor specifically political, to reference at times. He dodged that for a little while, but then he admitted it flat out. We couldn't
Andor's some of
ignore
the
what was
most
going
political
on.
Star Wars that there's been, and that's really saying something in the Disney era.
Yeah. Jim Fraser, I don't. That stuff that's like
another Visions.
That's Elseworlds crap. That's Elseworlds crap. And it's crap. It's fake anime.
I just like the fact they hired a bunch of random artists to give them
That's fair.
opportunities.
You're looking at, but you're looking at it from an artist perspective. Of
Yeah.
giving people a chance
It's great
to
from
show
an artist perspective,
to show what they can do when animating.
Yeah.
That is not what I have a problem with. I have a problem with using it in Star Wars because I hate Elseworlds Star Wars. I hate that kind of crap. Because then you go,
we're living in Elseworld Star Wars.
you know
right
what
now.
you know what I mean? It's like,
No, and
what
he
if
hates
so
it.
survived? I don't like it. Anyway, so there's that. So Star Wars, the coping of Kathleen Kennedy, all that kind of stuff. Dave Filoni in charge. Nothing's going to change. In fact, I will just say it's going to get worse. But
how can it?
It
get worse?
Well, we asked,
It
how could
always get
Star
worse.
Trek get any worse?
Ooh.
Well, we got Starfleet Academy.
We finally made it. I don't think you were expecting the Kathleen Kennedy discussion to go this
No,
long.
I was not expecting to go that long. I was not. But we got Starfleet Academy. And once again, if you want to see more detailed discussion of the episodes itself, check out my reviews. Check out Jed's reviews. That's the wrong way. I'm never going to get that. I pointed the wrong way. Check out Jed's reviews. We got you waited a second because you knew you were going to do it right there. Shut up. Anyway, we got a panel once a week with Brad. We get into deals there. But what I want to talk about here is just like what we saw with Kathleen Kennedy, there's the defense of Starfleet Academy, Curse with Trek, New Trek. It's sad. It's sad. And it's only a short collection. I didn't collect as much as I did for the Kathleen Kennedy thing because my brain was really hurting at that point. According to Rebecca Quinn, Becky Lynch.
I saw this.
That is Becky Lynch.
Sure.
Yeah, she was terrible. She was terrible.
She can't act.
No, she
I don't know
cannot.
if she's-
You do your wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Your wrestling thing. But she cannot act. Star Trek Starfleet.
That's a
No.
cameo?
Yeah, and she
I
got
don't know who
there.
Becky Lynch is.
Oh, she's a
Wrestler.
professional wrestler.
She's a wrestler. Married to Seth Rollins. They got a kid together.
I mean, she might have been the best actor in the show.
Listen, once upon a time, as I said, I want to do all kinds of, as Jay would say, unspeakable things to Becky Lynch once upon a time.
Yes.
Well, they
Now,
made
not
her
so much
ugly
anymore.
in this show.
Oh, they uglified her a lot.
Well, of course they're gonna uglify her, Jed. That's what we do. Women
she has
can't look
been-
hot anymore.
Yeah, she's hot in real life, but here, anyway, she's a MILF. She's a MILF. Anyway, Star Trek Starfleet Academy is a major hit. People from all over the world and all walks of life can't get enough of this amazing show, of course, when you're the greatest like me. All right, now she's doing a promo.
She's doing her shtick.
promo.
Mhm.
You're going to have the trolls that want to ran in your parade. Must be all Maxine fans. They really do hate fun. So sad. Okay, so now she's doing a bit of a promo here. We forgive that, but in one day, Star Trek's divisive new series officially becomes a streaming hit.
Question What
We know
evidence
this-
do you have? Objective evidence.
It has over 1 million views at this point. So many days later, but that's
On
because
YouTube.
of apparently someplace it has 1 million. I think it does. Check it out. Double check because they've been quoting it. It started beginning of the week where they live streamed it and it only had 1,300 people, and then a lot of people.
The YouTube video has 130,000 views right now. But
Okay,
if it is 1 million, that's not something to brag about. We make
It's
fun
not-
of Doctor
there's a
Who in
controversy.
England making 2 million views.
and it's being watched right now because of controversy, because people are hating it and they want to see why
And
it's
that's
so
gonna
bad.
die off.
Newsflash: my mom's been listening to me go off on this for 72 hours. Okay, last night after she woke up in the middle of the night, she went and she told me she went and watched it, the first episode for free, and she hated every second of it. Who she wanted to see why I was complaining about Holly Hunter because she knows who Holly Hunter is because she's a good actress. She was appalled. And my mom's the one that got me into Star Trek as a kid. So my mom is old school, original series, a little bit of TNG, but she stopped after that. She stopped after TNG because she didn't care anymore. But my mom watched that episode and said, "Yeah, you're right. This is terrible." Although not knowing what a Jem'Hadar is and the Klingon hybrid, she did laugh at Gym Teacher, Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid, but that's because she didn't know what it was. And I just explained to her, says, "Oh yeah, that's terrible." I explained it to her. Point is, this thing is a disaster. Everybody with lick of sense hates it. Now, Becky Lynch, she's promoting it. She's in it. We give her a slight pass. But there are a lot of people like this who are claiming that it's got the views. People like it, this and that. And then you have this. I saw her beautiful smile for the first time and genuinely started crying. She's so chill full of hope.
Is she special needs?
No, she's
Yes.
a hologram.
Yes, she's a holographic person who's 4 months old who is programmed to be a 17-year-old and have fake hormones from puberty.
We're in dark times. We're in dark
All
times.
right, Drake.
Oh,
Drake.
she's from a colony of hollow people.
Photonic beings, Jed. Don't be a racist. And her name is Sam, which stands for something. I call her Supremely Annoying Manatee.
Oh,
That's what
and
I
she has
call her.
magic powers. She can touch metal and make it glow.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And she's got data-like speed when it comes to programming.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't need a hollow emitter. She's just spontaneously light.
Everywhere. They
stop.
haven't yet explained how, as a hologram, a photonic being walking around everywhere. They haven't explained that yet.
Wait, my
And
testes
as
just
a
burst.
digital person, why do you need to go to school? Just have the
Wait a minute.
information uploaded into you like the Doctor did in Voyager. He
Wait,
started
wait.
out as the Doctor.
Wait, hold a second. Wait a minute. Wait, just everybody stop for 1 second. Okay. Look, first of all, let's get a couple things clear. I love Voyager. A lot of
Voyager's
people
great.
aren't really
So
big
does
fans of
Dermy.
Voyager.
I love Voyager too.
I love Voyager. Okay?
I tolerate Voyager.
I know, but I love Voyager, and I love the Doctor.
And I've seen it 10 times. I've seen Voyager
And
10 times all the way through.
And the Doctor, throughout the first, I believe, if memory serves me right, first 2 seasons, he could not leave the ship before they created the
They
away
found it. They
hologram emitter.
found
Yes,
it.
they found the hallway emitter so that he can be outside on away missions, which, once again, really great stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he still had to follow the rules of
There were limitations.
exactly of the mechanics. So this broad just exists. Is somebody are
From a
holograms
colony.
banging?
From a colony.
So are
They-
holograms banging and creating?
No,
Yes.
hologram babies?
they're making new algorithmic programs to create life, I guess.
They do have digital viruses though.
So they're banging.
Stop.
They're banging.
Stop. No, we don't.
Essentially.
I don't.
So holograms are banging, and they
And
don't
They've
have
simulated
any way
AIDS.
to be admitted. They just exist.
I don't know.
I hate.
I mean,
this.
there was the DS9 episode where they found the guy who created the whole holographic town, and they all had personalities and lives. But without the machine that allowed them to live, they couldn't leave that planet.
Exactly.
Because when Dax shut the machine off, they all went bye-bye.
They all disappeared. And the same thing, the Doctor was still adherent to these rules.
Not anymore.
on
He's
the
in this
ship.
too. You know he's in this, Dre.
Yeah, I know
Picardo's in this. Yeah.
I know
And
he's in this, but I guess he
and
doesn't.
it's
He's
shallow.
ascended.
Oh, and he's almost
no.
He's 1,000 years old.
Yeah, and he
Or however
programmed
low.
himself to look older to make people feel at ease around him.
Just stop talking. Stop talking.
He's a caricature of his own character at this point.
So now he
And he
ages
just
himself
repeats
because the
jokes
actor
from
himself
Voyager.
is actually older and blah blah blah.
Yeah. And Picardo's
Okay,
a fool.
but this smiling holographic robot sex baby exists outside of the confines of computer limitations.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
No,
You can
no
turn this
explanation
off.
as to why.
Yeah, we can turn this off.
You mentioned Tism though earlier, Dre, asking if she has something. There
Yes.
are characters with actual tisms. There's this fat chick who actually does have major tisms.
I swallowed my comm badge.
She regularly swallows her own comm badge and has to go to the med bay.
Don't do this.
And she's literally Tism representation. We figured that out.
Don't, man.
All right.
Wait,
She's just randomly saying stuff like, when the ship's attached, she just runs around, red alert, red alert, red alert, it's a red alert.
Wait, hold on. But it was established in TNG. Oh, God, here we go. The defects
people wear glasses. There's a ton of fat people. There's people in wheelchairs.
But it's been 900 years.
But TNG
this is far into the
there was
future from
cures.
TNG.
All right.
This is after the year 3000, Dre.
I can't, man.
all
So
right.
special needs is back. I can't.
Oh, big time. They had a chick in a hijab.
I can't, man.
All right, now it gets worse. Here are the defenders. Now, one of the things, if you watch this, Dre, they cuss all throughout this thing.
Well, that's
dropping
Kurtzman
F-bombs.
Trek. All these TV shows have a lot of F-bombs.
Shit, asshole, blow it out your ass. The word bitch is said too many times for my taste.
Oh, yeah, Holly Hunter sits in the captain's chair of the Athena like a retarded person, all flopped out, her legs up in the air, and says, "Blow it up your ass," to the villain.
So now here we have this guy right here. I Love Spaceship says, I don't like quoting people like us. I don't like how New Trek uses curse words. Now we're not going to listen to this because that would be, I'm not even going to play it because we'll get hit because these are movie clips and show clips. Point is, if you go through it, it shows a lot of stuff. Now, of course, it starts here, colorful metaphors, which is classic Star Trek, Voyage Home, and has a purpose. Where
Voyage Home is 100% justifiable because it's part of the plot.
Colorful metaphors.
Yeah, we don't swear
double
like this in
dumbass
the
on you.
23rd set.
And they don't. And
They're
that's the
bad
point. And this is why it is. Kirk has never sworn in his life like that. He hasn't done it. Now, this guy, this jackass, is going to put together a collection of clips of casual and angry slurring throughout it. Right here. You Klingon bastards, you killed my son. That isn't swearing. That's
not racism.
And it's a poignant, powerful moment in Star Trek 3. You Klingon bastards, you killed my son. Which comes around again in Star Trek 6. Let them die. There's meat to the narrative here, but he's just saying, and he takes it out of context. Say, look, space racism, cursing, bastards, bad, having all these things and people cursing. Picard's anger at Borgs. McCoy saying, "Damn you!" And whenever McCoy does his soft cursing, you green-blooded, inhuman, that kind of crap. But it's all out of context.
Yeah, damn ass and bastard. That's really not that bad.
And of course, they have the moment where Data says, where the Enterprise D is crashing. Oh shit, that is the one time where it is appropriate because Data is still dealing with the emotion.
The emotion ship. Yeah.
It's a part. That's why
losing
that's why
control.
showing Data saying, oh shit, is out of context because that is him right here. That is him. That is the culmination of the emotion chip arc in that movie. Once you hate Generations, that's Data's arc, dealing with emotions for the first time. And for him
to
watch Star Trek,
and everything in First Contact is justifiable the same way as Voyage Home. They went into the past and there's more swearing in the people they interact with, so they blend in.
Yeah. So an argument like this to say that we shouldn't be complaining about cursing in New Trek, you have put together a out of context narrative compilation to suit your false narrative take, to cope with the fact that the writing is shit in Starfleet Academy.
So much swear. Like it's literally every other word, Dre. Like it is
bitch,
aggressive.
bitch, literally all the time. I mean, one guy, they say motherfucker. They say fuck.
They're dropping F-bombs in Star Trek?
Oh, yes. Yeah. They've been doing that for
most
years.
Of the Kurtzman Trek TV shows have a lot of F-bombs.
Yeah.
What is going
Dre,
on, man?
In the animated show Below Decks, they show buttholes. One of the male characters puts his legs up in the air and waggles his actual asshole at the camera.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, at the same time, you got other idiots like this here. This is my last one I have. There were a lot of things, but I only saved a few. Musk's now when Elon Musk weighed in on all this, it was funny. It was funny. Musk says he wants to make Star Trek real, but a lot of people alive today, he is very antithesis to everything Roddenberry envisioned. There's no private wealth or wealth hoarding Roddenberry's future. To which I simply replied, Ferengi. Rule of Acquisition 55. Take joy from profit and profit from joy.
That's correct.
And he can now shut the fuck up and leave. So there is massive
collectivism isn't, and socialism, communism, whatever these people like, isn't going to make starships. It's not going to make the Federation. It's never going to innovate. So yeah, Elon Musk is the only type of person who can make this future real.
Get it started to get us off the launch pad finally. But this is a little bit of collection of the retardation that's going on with this. The coping. Oh, it's getting on these views. Oh, it's loved. Oh, how can you not like it? Oh, there's posts out there saying, oh, we're in the trenches fighting these people who don't understand Star Trek. There was somebody I replied to. Give me a second. I'll bring it up. Real quick. Somebody I replied to days ago. And I'll show this one to you guys, and I want you to react to this here. From a few days ago when all this shit was starting, right before it came out, when the preemptive beating up of these people were starting, and because they were promoting it, and oh damn it, moved on me. Here we go, right here. This spectacular commie Marxist right here. Been a lot of daft Star Trek fans who don't seem to know their history in my replies lately. Newcomers. But it sure got me hankering for a rewatch of The GOAT. The bold, brave, anti-capitalist, multicultural, anti-occupation, pro-resistance, Deep Space Nine.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
No, they're anti-immigration. They're stopping the wormhole. Anti-immigration.
You forgot one. We don't need no changelings in the Alpha Quadrant. Right. So I mean, these fucking commies. Gene Roddenberry was a man of the left when he created this, but he was a classic progressive liberal who wanted to move beyond the racism of his time. Who wanted to think of a future where humanity was putting behind them greed and lust for power and going out there for the experience of discovering new things, which is lofty goals, beautiful goals. And also he wanted to have people have a lot of sex.
Yes, he did.
Roddenberry was a freak.
Oh.
He was a freak. Point is, it was never anti-capitalist.
Never.
It was never anti-occupation, never pro-resistance. It was multicultural, but done in a non-oppressive, beat you over the head, bludgeon way.
And they were the epitome of the melting pot. Starfleet is a combination of all these great cultures. You see it with Worf. They're always trying to get him to tell them more about the Klingons, take the best of it. Picard is a great example of taking in Klingon culture and applying it where it makes sense in his life. It's multiculturalism done right, not isolationist collectivism.
Yeah. So, but these people are out there who think that Star Trek represents their commie Marxist bullshit.
And I don't know where they can actually get that from. Now, if you want to say that aspects of Starfleet can be rooted in some form of communism, sure, there's a conversation that can be had. But the overwhelming majority of it is the apex of a capitalist society and how it's reached its maximum potential.
And also a post-scarcity society
100%.
where you don't have to worry about those things. The reason that works is because they advanced enough where scarcity, no one's going to go hungry, no one's going to go cold. We have environmental controls that makes the entire planet livable.
Exactly. So it looks like the idea, not the execution at all, but the idea of what communism could be. But the reality of it is literally capitalism to its ultimate goal. No one wants for anything. They have a replicator. There's no more need for money. There's no more need. There's no more need for I gotta go and get
On
Just
Earth in the
change the type of
Federation.
currency just evolved.
And
Still exists.
Well, I mean, and
Thank
what but outside the Federation, everybody else still hunting money. Gold
Yes.
press latinum. Gold
Exactly.
press worthless gold. There's a line at one point. Oh man, look, we don't all we have now is worthless gold. It's the episode where Morn fakes his death, and everybody's like he was part of this giant heist job, stole a bunch of latinum, and Quark finally finds it, and as he grabs the bars, they start to crumble in his hand. He goes, worthless gold. Because Warren took all the latinum and put it in his third stomach. Is the funny joke. Point is, gold is worthless. It's another to Jet's point, another currency that's more profitable, more worth something. Latinum, gold pressed. The gold is just the shell. Gold. It's like the chocolate. Care more about the chocolate inside the gold wrapper.
Yep.
And but the rest of the galaxy still cares about money. They still care.
Exactly. And it's showing what now Starfleet's not perfect. But
No.
it's showing what an absolute as far as our imagination can go, furthest capitalist society that has achieved what can be considered perfection to a certain extent.
Mhm.
And it does it very well. Roddenberry Campbell did this in the 60s, even during the time period where being black wasn't great, being a Mexican wasn't great, being a woman wasn't great. He was still able to see that type of vision. And as you touched on, Adam, yes, he had liberal views, but at the same time, it's not the liberal views that we have today, not the nonsensical, cut your penis off nonsense. He was, what do they call it now?
A classic liberal.
Yeah, classic liberalism. When it's like, hey, how about we turn the water hoses off? You know, like simple stuff.
We want equality, not equity.
It was social issues, timeless things is what were addressed, usually through the lens of alien races. And there's so many great examples of it. But one of my favorite things about classic Star Trek, the original series specifically, is when I mentioned it last night, when Uhura meets the fake Abraham Lincoln and he calls her a negress. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, is that not the correct term anymore? And she goes, why would I care what term you use? It's just a word. We've evolved past the point where we'll get offended by words, especially when the intent isn't there.
Exactly.
And that's a
great scene.
And that is the whole point. Star Trek presents the situation, and it presents all sides, and it lets the viewers have a conversation. It doesn't tell you which is right and which is wrong.
It was thought-provoking. It wasn't lecturing. There is a difference.
Yeah. So this is the cope we're seeing right now surrounding Starfleet Academy, and its objective failure.
Oh,
and it leads me to my question now. We'll round out the show with this question here. I just showed you guys the two of the largest cases. We could find other ones, go back in time, Doctor Who, Rings of Power, all that kind of stuff. But I just showed you two prominent cases where you have a lot of brain dead morons running around spewing shit. And I asked this question. Has the internet, specifically current day social media, has it ruined fandoms? Because we've been talking about fandoms. Fans, what is a fan lately? Has it ruined fandoms? Because
I have to objectively. I'm sorry.
No, I want to contextualize this.
Oh, please.
Before I let go, because I go back in time, just like Dre does, to the 90s, the early internet, where our social media was three things: chat rooms, live chat rooms, which you had to really find those to get those. Forums, which is where the real congregation of thoughts were. People found their forum that they loved, and they just posted there all the time. And AOL, instant messaging groups. Yeah, I was in a few of those. Which is the other form of live chat. But that was kind of it. MySpace, that was not a place where people collected and congregated for fandoms. It wasn't when that happened. But that was your social media internet. That was the internet. And back then, it worked. Because it allowed people across the country, across the world, to find each other with their favorite IP, their favorite franchise, and in their tiny little controlled forums where you could very easily gatekeep. You had fun nerd discussions. Very simple. Enter Facebook, Twitter /X. Here we are now. And I think it's a fucking sewer. Dre, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Social media has destroyed fandom. Because there's so many different reasons.
Mhm.
We've discussed about it in the past about once you open the door and there's no gatekeeping, let all the freaks and monsters in. That's
Mhm.
that's the easy part. But and this is where I always have my issue. The problem with social media is that stupid people are allowed to talk. That's the problem. That's the problem. I grew up in a time period where if you were stupid, you sat in the corner quietly and waited to learn something. That's where I came from.
Or if you spoke up and you said stupid, everybody
Everyone's gonna
they
gang tackle the
they
crap out of
beat you down, and you
Exactly.
learned your fucking lesson. You either got educated, or you just
Mhm.
or you shut the fuck up.
Exactly. And that's where my mindset still is because that's the era I come from.
Mhm.
If you're dumb, be quiet. But now social media has allowed dummies and people that know nothing about our franchises to not only have an opinion, but to then come off as if they're correct.
And we
And
just
then
looked at an individual like that today.
then say nonsense words, and then other dummies that don't know anything dogpile with the idiot that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Because they feel smart.
And that is definitely the poison pill for fandom in general. Now, once again, I want to be fair and I want to play a little devil's advocate.
Okay.
Social media has helped spread the word on a
Mhm.
lot of things that we couldn't have back then. Yes, we had chat rooms. Yes, we had our small little circles and patches in around the cities and stuff. But it did give it an opportunity for other people that were legitimately curious on what we were doing to actually get a taste and actually become real fans of things. So I will say social media did do that, but it's done way too much harm than good, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yes, we have more fans because of, we're actually able to come out the closet, as it were. But now too many cooks in the kitchen, and too many of them don't know how to cook. And now it's the spreading of a lot of garbage. So I'll
Mhm.
have to say that social media is the problem. I would much rather go back to way things were. We sit in our corners quietly and read our comic books and play our video games in peace. And people just be like, "What are those nerds or whatever vulgar term they had? What are they doing over there? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. They don't get Gucci, whatever it is they used to say. I don't know, but I'd rather go back to that and just have our corners because I don't like people. So I'm good. I'm good with just
People suck.
sitting in the corner and having my
Yeah.
fun. So, but ultimately, I think social media has been a bad thing. It's been
Okay.
bad.
Jed.
I think there are a myriad of reasons why fandom is in the dumps that it is right now, but social media is definitely a contributing factor because I think a lot of these people they existed back in the 90s, but they're so few and far between that it felt the oppression will say that of individuality. There was no one in their personal lives who behaved this way, so they concealed it, and then they moved past it. Maybe it was a phase for them, but the internet allowed them to congregate. And I believe
Mhm.
a big
Yeah.
factor of that is Tumblr. I look back on
Mm,
Tumblr
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
and think about it
mm,
because
When the doors open, let them go back to Tumblr, please.
yeah, all these people were on Tumblr saying the same thing, but at least they were contained. But
Yeah.
more so than that,
Brilliant
Tumblr
point.
gave them the opportunity to congregate in the first place, to hear other voices like their own, to create the echo chambers that they accuse us of having. And so
yeah.
once they found strength in numbers, limited numbers, but on the internet,
Mm.
anything can seem large. And then when Tumblr fell apart, where that happened and the
You
floodgates
are
opened,
so
they
right.
overwhelmed the more mainstream social media apps and made them more like Tumblr because they thought that they had the strength to do it. And I'll even go one step further than saying
Okay.
social media ruined fandom. I think social media ruined a lot of these franchises as well
Mm,
because
mm,
these crazy weirdos from Tumblr who migrated to these other platforms, they're loud as shit. As Adam said, they're chronically online
Shipping.
constantly, shipping,
mm,
but they're just talking so
mm,
much, generating so much buzz,
Terminally
so much
online.
noise that
Terminally
doesn't
online.
equate to their actual numbers. So these
mhm,
studios are like, wow, on social media, they're saying they like it this way, so we'll respond this way. And that gave these corporations a warped view of what the average politics are in the
Mm-hmm.
world, what the average stories people like are, the type of characters, the gayness, the shipping, all of that. And that's
Well, they'd be
one of
gamers.
the big reasons our franchises have been destroyed over the last 10, 15
You are
years.
correct, sir.
So I think it all comes down to the creation of Tumblr congregating them, and then the collapse of the dam of Tumblr, which flooded everything else, and it destroyed both fandom and these franchises.
Dude, you're right. You know, so we get so involved in this stuff. I totally forgot that a lot of this watershed breaking happened when Tumblr went away, and these weirdo shipping queerdo motherfuckers had no place else to go, and they flooded everything else. And because they're loud and terminally online, these are the people who are definitely the source of the term terminally online. Their entire existence is being online, pushing this shit constantly, writing textbooks of posts, putting up their queerdo art, all that kind of stuff. That's where it came from, dude. Right on. And it's right there. And then they make it political. I think the other part of it is that there was a point in time where it was understood you leave your politics at the door. You leave your politics at the door. These people,
no politics or religion at the dinner table.
Yeah,
was social too.
These people are obsessed with their political ideology, and therefore it must be in everything. So when they get something like Andor, they think, "Oh my God, it's speaking to me." Because I believe in the fascism that's all around me. They believe all this shit. So they see it, and then they get all excited and enthusiasm. And like you said perfectly too, these moronic executives who have no idea what the real world is like, they'll go on social media thinking it's a snapshot of what's going on, and all they'll see is the Raylo crap. All they'll see is bad fan art. They'll see gay shit. They'll see these people terminally posting over and over again. And like you said, Dre, they all find each other, and they grow from that. And they talk and they talk and talk, and they think the idiots feed each other and get a louder voice. And then suddenly it's the idea, the failure of the idea, the failure thought that the louder voice represents the majority. No, the louder voices are usually the minority, the basically fucking Bolsheviks, who are trying to make you sound like they are the ones in charge, because that's how the Bolsheviks won. They made it sound like they were bigger than they were, and everybody ran. And when there are fewer numbers, they succeeded in a revolution. And then they swelled their numbers through terror and tyranny. And now here we are. That's why I call these people essentially commie fucking Marxists, because that's what they are. They want to upturn, change the system. They want to drive out the real thing, replace it with their own. But there are few of them. I saw a post today. They're celebrating. They got 7,500 people on one of those Hunt for Ben Solo petitions. You can't even fill a third of a football stadium with that many people.
It's true.
The bigger channels in this sphere get more views than that live.
Yeah. So wholeheartedly agree. For the more bad than good, social media, internet is done for fandom to this one, because we had a great example that Jeremy piece of shit there. He just went on and on. Everything he said was essentially a lie about the stuff, about the content of Disney Star Wars. But people will agree with him because he agrees with their politics.
Yeah.
So they'll collect around it, and the idiocy will go forward, and it gets room because someone with influence might see that and say, "Oh, look, here's this group of people there who we're trying to get. Look, they agree with what we're doing. We're going to keep going." So yes, the internet now, as it is from I would say mid-20 teens on, has ruined fandoms, because now we, the real fans, because of these former Tumblr queerdo jackasses, we're labeled the villains in this story, because we want our traditional IPs to be traditional the way they were, not changed, not altered, because and we must be wrong because we just liked it the way it was. And well, the way it was lasted for decades before you showed up. As Dre pointed out in an earlier discussion, carried by the real fans in times when there was no fresh content.
Exactly.
There was no content. And bot farms. Jay Fraser's right. Bot farms. They make these bots, human bots, and also the actual bots. Well, Jed's point about Tumblr, brilliant. Completely forgot about that, and you're absolutely right. And then
behavior we've seen before.
Is there saving it? I don't know. Yeah, because listen, I believe in free speech because I believe free speech shows idiots for what they are. But I can only participate in the garbage for so long before my brain melts and I have to detach for a while and recharge myself. And I can't fight all these battles myself because I am not a large voice as it is at this point in time. And I feel as though those who have larger voices, they care about care more about making a quippy joke than actually beating these people down with facts and logic. That's just how I feel. People just want to make a quippy joke, get their interaction, and have everybody go, yeah, then have the detailed argument of why these people are fucking retards and should be pushed. I have an idea. Somebody go recreate Tumblr so they can all go back there.
Exactly.
Recreate Tumblr.
But
go back
the
there.
dam might break again. I think Tumblr's creation is just as much to blame for our current situation as
that's a good point.
A dissolving.
That's a good point. It gave them a place to breed in the sewer.
It's true. Exactly. They found each other and multiplied. But to further my point about social media being just as involved in the destruction of the franchises as the fandoms, I want to present a piece of evidence, Adam. It's a short few seconds from a future Starfleet Academy episode. We don't need to listen to the music. I just want to show you what this is.
Oh, I forgot the clip too. Damn it.
All right. So I'm going to preface some things with.
Oh no! Is this? I thought this was AI generated. Is this real? Is this real? I know what you have going here. I know what this is.
It might be AI. In fact, it's probably AI. But that's the situation where we actually believe it's real. So that's the Athena in the background. And what are they happy about, Dre? What are they so happy to do?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
they added
AI.
in stuff.
It's AI. Look, her hair shifted. Her hair shifted. It's AI.
It's AI. But this is already. This is something that I could actually believe. Happens in the episode. I believe that there's a clothing store
and
on the Athena.
Yeah,
and ironically, this commercial, this AI commercial, is better than the entire episode.
You know what? I'm going to save that clip I have for tomorrow on Daily Dive. I'm going to save it for then. It'll give you something to talk about tomorrow.
There you go.
So, but yeah, because we've answered our questions. I think I'm happily satisfied. I had another question. I forgot what it was. I'll see if I'll have to go back and watch it. Maybe I'll pose it for next week. Anyway, there it is.
You have to watch it, Drake, just for Princess Mulvaney, Princess Della Mulvaney. You'll love her.
The dude lady thing.
No, there. All right, no, there's the betas always come in episode 2, and the chick who's a love interest
instead of telepaths.
But anyway, there's the girl. She's got a cute face, and she's a very slim, skinny girl with no chesties, and they dress her in horrible outfits that do not flatter her lack of a boob.
She looks like Dylan Mulvaney, and Adam just says she looks cute.
The face, she has a cute girlfriend. She's not in love like Dylan Mulvaney. All right, she's a normal little pretty girl with a skinny white girl body, but she's got no tits.
See it. It's all Mulvaney.
Okay. All right, hang on. I'm not doing this now. We're not doing this now.
Yeah.
I want to end. I want to walk away.
There you go. Now I think I'm about to go down a dark path.
Anyway, all right. So there we are. Show over. Let's pimp our wares. Get out of here. Jed, what's the week look like?
Well, everyone can find me on Endless Frontiers on YouTube for this week. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing the Right or Flight podcast. We got some exciting stuff with Artemis going for it. It looks like they are going to hit that February 6th launch date for Artemis 2, so exciting things in the lead up to that. Later on that night at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, Adam and I will be doing split screen co-op jump space gaming. Had a lot of fun with that over the last couple weeks. Going to keep going with that. And then just wherever I can fit it in, some Witcher 3, The Last Wish, a mod that recreates some of the original short stories from the Witcher books. I'm going to be playing that whenever I can. Should be a hell of a lot of fun. And then just, regular stuff, Ballbusters, whenever Saturday Night Drive-In's going to come out. And Starfleet Academy, my first 2 episode reviews are out on my channel, as well as the live stream from last night, so go check them out. But of course, this Friday and Saturday, the subsequent reviews for the next week's episode will be out as well. So tune into that.
Yes, Jed mentioned Drive-In has not gone away. For the moment, we are shifting it to pre-recorded. We are actually going to go do that right after this. And we'll get out this week's Drive-In for The Abyss, James Cameron's The Abyss. We'll get that recorded, and it will appear at some point simultaneously on both our channels, so you can watch it there. Dre, how's your week look?
So this week, well, we'll see what pops off. Who God knows what's going to happen now.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, news can come from anywhere. But you definitely see everything I got going on the Brew Playing Comics YouTube channel. Also the gaming channel as well, the Brew Plays. And of course, check out my website, bpcomics.io, where I do all my comic book work and voice work and all the great stuff. Definitely check that out. And of course, follow me on X Twitter at TheBrute00.
Outstanding. As I said, as for myself, when we're done here a little bit, Jen and I are going to do Saturday Night Drive-In pre-recorded. We'll get that up for you guys as soon as we can. Later tonight, I will join Brad, Hitman, and Fractured for Wormhole Watch, where we talk DS9. You can catch the edited versions every Wednesday on Duke Devil 95, Brad's channel. Other than that, tomorrow night, as I just said, we got some Jump Space, Pew Pew. We're going to test it, see if we can stream it on mine. We'll do a private test. If it doesn't appear, then you will find me there, and I'll let you guys know I'm going to be there. At the same time, we're probably going to do Stream of Conscious tomorrow night if I'm not dog-ass tired. Tuesday through the rest of the week, we got gaming, Dragon Quest 1. You guys voted it. We're going to keep going with DQ. I've already done a pre-prep for that. It'll be an attached video to stream. And as Jay Fraser just mentioned, yes, we are essentially, it's run away with it at this point. There is no chance for catching it. Even though there are new people coming in, I only said this would run until tonight. So by tonight, I will close it down. This Wednesday, probably 7:30 our time, we'll be doing what will be a monthly Nerdgasm. We're going to make sure it happens every month now. And the winner of the poll will be a flat-out couple-hour discussion, general discussion of Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're just going to talk and have fun. No specific idea where it's going to go, just where the conversation takes us. And future versions would have more dialed-in discussions of characters, events, stuff like that. So join us for that. Should be a lot of fun. At the same time, Thursday, you can probably catch my review of Starfleet Academy, Episode 3, whatever garbage it's going to spew. Friday, we got Ballbusters. Saturday night, Jed, myself, and Brad will be back on our respective channels for Where No Man Wants to Go reviews, where we will melt our brains. And at the same time, every Monday through Friday, you can come right back here at 1 p.m. Eastern for the Daily Dive, the Double Ds, where I will cover the daily news and talk about things that you guys want me to talk about. Well, when you pay for it, because that's how it works. It's your show, but you got to pay for it. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you one and all for being here. We had a great time today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Whatever next week brings, it will bring, and we'll be here to talk about it in our own special way. Hit those like buttons. Links are in the description below for subscription, and we'll catch you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.